Okay, it looks like it is starting. All right, we actually got the recording here going. Shiny, nice intro, and there's no sound yet.
Shiny, nice intro.
Yeah, dude. All right, cool. Now we're recording on that, so we're Gucci, and let's get this up. There's actually shit happening on this end. And this is the ADLR Podcast, episode 48. Hey, yeah, 48, we're good. I said it and I didn't even bother to double check it. Where am I again? I'm the host. I was gonna call myself Brian. I'm looking at Brian and call myself Brian. Yeah, I'm Anthony, and sitting next to me is Randall, checking out the Instagram, ladies.
Actually, Avengers.
He's hitting up plenty of fish.
The Avengers. Excuse me, I'm still like gassy. The Avengers ladies.
Avengers clips.
Sure. Brian De La Rosa.
Mm.
And then Weird TV, also known as Brian Kelsey.
What's up?
Nice. You guys have. Yeah, fuck all of you. If you want to support the show, you go to patreon.com/ADLRplays. And what is it? I guess Patreon? No, sub? Is it? Were we subscribing still on Patreon?
You're asking the wrong people here.
I think it could be sub.
Dog.
Wait, what?
Oh, the dog's outside. He just got in. Just subscribe at patreon.com/ADLRplays to get the audio and video early for Let's Plays, podcast episodes, audio version, video version, whatever. Go to extralife.adlrplays.com to donate to the Arnold Palmer Hospital for Children.
You should also mention that you can get your podcast on
Tell him to use his chest while he's talking to us.
Apple Music.
Yeah, it's the podcast is available on all your favorite podcasting platforms.
Say it with your chest, little ass bitch.
Oh, I was so scared. I was so scared. I'm like, I don't have a beep button. I would have been like, well, we're starting this one over from the top. Oh, shit. If you want to request a topic for us to talk about on the podcast, you go to topics@adlrplays.com. Look at Brian, ready as shit, dude. Everybody ready today? There's some good energy today, dude. I'm looking at my list. I'm can't wait to talk about all of this shit.
Look, I'm already ready because I went to the lab randomly. I was like, let me learn some cell real quick.
Uh-huh.
I already have a cell.
You hit him with the laugh? Or the yell, not the laugh.
Without using meter, I get like half your health with assist, so.
Which assist?
I'm just putting any character on the Jiren 16, so I have cell first. and I got it.
Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. This is some news that's up front for Bryant.
Go for it.
They're looking for an audio designer at Sony Interactive Entertainment America.
That makes sense. They just recently announced that they're making a... No, that's actually the gaming department, but they announced that Sony is making a film and TV department. So sooner or later, we're going to be having our Crash Bandicoot TV show, our Naughty Dog movies.
Insomniac Games is working on Ratchet and Clank and Spider-Man.
Insomniac made Spider-Man.
Yeah, I'm just reading through the thing.
Yeah. And then they made Ratchet and Clank, which I can see Ratchet and Clank being a TV show. So that might be one of the first things to come out through that that new department or division. Shit. So Randall, how was your week? This holy week of weeks.
It was alright. It's alright so far, I guess. It's kind of busy at work. After work, I did some. Man, these things are hot. I got a chance to work on some art, my own art after work.
Mm-hmm.
That's about it. Nothing eventful.
Nothing sexy?
No.
No, that's too bad.
I mean, what I'm working on is pretty sexy.
Okay. But doing the thing you're working on isn't sexy. The answer is yes, Randall.
Sure,
everything's sexy around here, right?
Okay.
Everything here is sexy.
Yeah.
Our cameras, our mics, our host, our guests. We're all sexy, Randall, right? Learn to love yourself. Brian, what did you do this week? I thought he
let me-
froze. I'm like, fuck,
No.
what happened?
That was a pretty good freeze pose. He's just like,
Yeah, that's why I'm
And
like,
then
That's what I did this week. I practiced my freeze pose.
gotcha.
Not when was it? I didn't get to watch Game of Thrones day of because 13-hour shift for a Brazilian festival here in Orlando.
How'd that go?
It was very I was expecting to do way more work than we had to, but even then the people that we had to work for just did not know how to run audio, so
That's
it was-
unfortunate.
it was funny and then it got depressing.
Did you guys just set up the same stage as before?
Mm-hmm.
Well, they're actually packed with people, or like the audience, or is it just people who walk by?
There's some people there, but it wasn't like packed. It was just, there's more than when you're there for the corporate thing,
Oh
but-
wow, more than them?
but not in that specific area, just like around.
Gotcha.
Worked on music, streamed, went into training mode. I now have the best cell in this podcast.
What?
That was about it. I said I was in the training mode, and now I have the best cell in this podcast.
Oh, I don't think I picked Cell, so.
Someone here picks cell, and they won't play me.
Oh shit. Napalm. Napalm's
I
his
never
cat,
fight
by the way.
Napalm.
Napalm is Napalm and Brian are pretty tight. It's Loki that you got to watch out for.
Yeah, fuck
Oh.
Loki.
I'm sure Thor has said that once or twice in his life. What do you
Yeah,
think?
that was about it.
Damn, dude. How about you, Kelsey? You know you got some house stuff you got to keep going with.
Yeah, we have a potential buyer. I'm waiting to hear from my realtor.
Your peoples, your squad.
My guys will call your guys.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, so we had somebody that came and looked at the house last Thursday, I think it was, and yesterday or 2 days ago, my realtor said that their realtor, it's a little confusing, but they told us basically is the realtor is waiting to see if our house is still in the mix, and if it is, there's a good chance that they'll buy our house.
Ooh, okay.
Which would be great because then I don't have to worry about having two mortgage payments for a while,
Yeah, that way you can get rid of it before you guys get into the new house.
yeah, because I'm ready to be out of this fucking house.
Is it haunted? You can say it on here. We'll bleep it out later.
No, it's just
Okay.
I've literally fixed everything on the house. So like, what was it? Our AC and furnace broke as soon as we were getting ready to put it on the market, so we had to get that fixed.
Okay.
We had to get a brand new roof because that was trash. We got new windows and a front door installed. That was kind of a side thing that we had signed up for like 3 months before, and totally forgot about it. And then they called us after we were like, we should sell the house, and they were like, hey, we're coming out to install windows. And we were like, fuck. But we got that like at cost because we were one of the show homes for a while, so that was nice.
As in, like, for the organization from the.
Yeah, so they had some guy walking around that was looking for, houses to update their windows and then have them take like pictures of before and after and put up a sign in the front yard, and they would give you the cost of. They would basically just pay for you basically just pay for the materials, and then they would pay for all the labor. So
Okay.
that was nice. New house is coming along great. It's almost move-in ready. They have a couple things left to fix. We do our final walkthrough on Thursday, and then we close on the 3rd. Move in on the 4th. And
Oh, shit, that's
I don't-
the next couple weeks. Nice.
yeah, it's 2 weeks.
Now, the
Literally
important
2 weeks
question-
from today, I believe.
The important question is the following:
Uh-huh.
Where's your car at?
So Shannon has been helping me get it back together,
Nice.
and I haven't gotten anywhere.
What? What?
No, so I did manage. So I went out and I bought another ball joint
I
because
was
I
waiting for
thought
you.
that
I was waiting for you to say another Corvette, and then you started. Go for
No,
it.
I went out and bought another ball joint to see if maybe the one that I had originally bought was just drilled wrong or fucked up or something. Well, turns out it wasn't. It just didn't fit because I think something with the A-arm is bent or busted or something. So I kind of just shoved the screw in and started screwing it down into something that has no threads, and it went in. And so I was like, okay. So, and then she helped me get the A-arms back on, which is great because it was a real struggle for me to, get down there, hold it up above my head, since those things are friggin' heavy, and then get some bolts through and screw stuff together. So she helped me with that, and I haven't really worked on it much since, but we started cleaning up the garage and packing the car together with all the parts that I can get in the car. But I'll get the front end finished, and then possibly get the engine and transmission in and go from there.
Okay, so there is stuff happening. It wasn't like you guys
Yeah.
looked at the car and like, oh well, I guess we're done for the day.
Yeah, there is actually stuff happening. We are, making some progress. It is kind of boring just being out there by myself working on it, but Shannon works probably way more than I do, and so it's a lot harder for her to get out there and help me.
I'm sure the last thing she wants to do is go get like mechanic-y and afterwards. Mechanic-y. Go work on the car afterwards.
It's mostly just nice having somebody out there to talk to and then like hand you tools and things. Because when you're underneath the car, I seriously wouldn't even be nearly as far along as I am if she hadn't helped me in the first place. Because, half of when I started was basically just me laying under the car going, 15 millimeter, and she's like, I don't know what that is, and I'm like, the blue one, and then she goes and finds the blue socket and then gives it to me.
Nice.
And so eventually I ended up I just call out colors and she'd hand me the colors, and then she started learning about all the tools and things so that I could actually ask her for stuff. And that saved me a ton of time because it's such a pain in the ass to like get off the creeper.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's called a creeper.
Okay.
To like get off the creeper, go find the tool, go back under, realize that it's like half a size too small or too big, get back out, go under, find the other tool. And then you can only carry so much in those stupid little pockets that they give you, and the thing doesn't roll very well. So once you get down there, you're like, I don't want to move. I'm just going to sleep here, and I'll wake up in the morning and continue working.
I'll be right where I left off.
Yeah, so, but I am making some progress. It's just slow.
Right.
But once I get in the new house, I'll actually have room, so I can because I won't have any shelves and everything else in the way. I can just kind of spread stuff out and then pick the spots that I want to store everything and get it, start laying out what it is that I'm going to do.
Are you going to just get it to a drivable state and then drive it over since it's just down the street?
No, I'm going to tow it.
Okay.
There's no way that I could get it to a drivable state.
Okay.
If I could get it to a drivable state, I'd be done.
Okay.
But no, I still have, I would have to work on it probably every night after work and then some in order to even get it into that kind of state.
Until it actually moves.
Yeah.
Got it.
And then even then, I don't know that I'd want to drive it because it's got a brand new engine and transmission in it. All of the gearing would probably be fucked up. I'm going to take it to a dyno shop and have them fix it. And then I'm sure I'm not going to put the wheels and things back on properly, like the what do you call it? Where you center it, when you have the wheel and you
alignment.
Yeah, the alignment. There
Got
you
it.
go.
Oh, okay.
So
You can have a busy couple weeks then, B.
yeah. And when we get into the new house, we have the first floor of the garage is 14 feet off the ground.
Yeah.
And so I want to get a dual post lift and install it in the garage so that I can actually just lift my car up whenever I want to.
That'll come in handy. Zordon is asking if you can just buy the machine for the tire alignments.
What machine do they use? I don't know that it's a machine.
He says he's pretty sure it's available, but he doesn't know how hard it hits the wallet. That's crazy, dude.
I mean, most of the time the tire alignment is just I actually don't know how they do a tire alignment. I was trying to think about it, but it's basically, from what I remember, the sheet that I got from my new power steering system is you rotate it all the way to the left, you rotate it all the way to the right, and then you count how many times it turns to go to the right, and then go back, however many that is to center it.
Right.
And then from there you put the tires on. But you also have to worry about like which way the tire is facing, like this, and then there's like a balance of like this, and then there's one more, and I don't know how to do most of that.
Yeah, Zorn says he's near 100% certain. It's electronic at dealers and shops.
I mean,
Might
I'll look into it.
It might save you
I'll
some
give
cash.
you guys a report. Actually, yeah, I'll give you a report next week. It's the week after I won't be here.
Okay. Alrighty. Well, people, let's start tackling down this fucking gargantuan list here. I guess I could do some quick one-offs here. Logix is like 2 weeks old. Confessions of a Dangerous Mind. So, my quick impression on it, the singles were like the ones that I gravitated towards. The other tracks on it were not as, I don't know, not up to snuff like the rest. Let me bring it up real quick. Actually, no, it's probably here already. I don't know what I'm doing. Confessions, yeah. The ones that actually stuck with me are Confessions of a Dangerous Mind, which is like the title track, first track. The one with Eminem I actually enjoyed, besides I wish the thing at the end with, what's his name?
Chris D'Elia.
With Chris D'Elia was a separate track instead of the end of this track. Because then every time I hear the song, I gotta hear he got napkins and papkins and napkins or whatever he does. The Keanu Reeves, and then I think Lost in Translation was the only non-single that came out for this album that I'm like, okay, I'm digging it. The rest were like, I don't know. It seems like it was a different sounding kind of lot. Like it wasn't Bobby Tarantino and it wasn't like Young Sinatra type of music from Logic. So it was like a new making music that's coming out now-ish, kind of. He had a bunch of features. Like he had one with the Gucci Mane one with Icy. I hated that song. I thought, I'm like, oh, Gucci's probably gonna put some trap on here. Maybe he'll just rap on it. No, that chorus was so bad. Fuck. And that's about it for the Logic one. Just stick to the singles that came out. If you wanted to sit down and listen to it, cool. But I wouldn't recommend sitting through the whole project. What else we got? Me and Brian played Swords of Ditto about 2 weeks ago. We basically sat down in one session and played on. We didn't play on the easiest, right? We played like on the medium or something, and it gave us like an extra day or two.
So you guys were bitches.
Yeah, because the regular game. Actually, the regular game gives you like what, like a 5 days or 4 days or something to like walk around the world, level up and shit, and so you can take down the boss. Well, this one the difficulty levels just add days. If that makes sense.
Is this the one that you were talking about where it like you have a certain amount of time to beat the final boss?
Yeah, like since you start, and then you got to start like exploring the world, which I think per run is generated dynamically, and it's like a Zelda kind of gameplay with, hey, you get items and stuff that you can use, like a slingshot or something, or yo-yo. Ryan, I think, used the yo-yo a lot. There's like a hammer type of weapon, obviously arrows, gun and stuff.
Yeah, but can you backstab bitches?
Technically, yes, because you have a sword, and if they're not looking at you, you can go up and slash them. So yes.
All right, I'm sold. Where do I buy this?
It's fun, actually. If that's a game you and Adam might be able to enjoy together. It's co-op, and it's called Swords of Ditto. Especially if you guys like Zelda, the old school.
It's online multiplayer. Or no?
No, but I mean, he knows about Parsec, and if he doesn't, I can inform him how to use Parsec. It makes you think that you're playing locally, but it's actually like sharing it over the web.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty good stuff. Hashtag Parsec again. Free ad. And that's it. Last time I think we talked about, I don't know if we talked about it on the podcast, but I enjoy it. Swords of Ditto was awesome. The new additions, I don't know what items and stuff they added with the Mormo's curse, but the extra easier difficulty levels was great for me because me and him got to almost explore every section of the world. So we got a bunch of loot and shit and bought a bunch of stickers and stuff like that, gear. That was fun. What do you think of Swords, Brian?
I liked it. The only complaint is that we had to beat it one time so that I can play as a robot. But, besides that, it's fun. You can just sit down and play. If you get bored of it, you can always come back and you know exactly what you have to do.
Yeah.
Easy pop in, pop out. Could be a robot.
And there is the robot thing. It gives you like a 2 letter grades up. Speaking of the robot stuff, so you play it as like a randomly given person at first, and once you beat it, like I guess the end game comes in, and you start unlocking characters with their own special abilities or like stat boosts and whatnot, and you can level those and continue playing, and that's like the loop. Yeah, that's about it for that. Shit. Fighting with my family. I saw that. Randall, you saw it as well? All right, what you think? Okay, so background. Fighting with My Family is a WWE movie based on, I forgot her first name. I know her wrestling name is Paige. Yeah, I don't know her. She has a name.
Beige.
Yeah, Beige Page is
Her name
Brittany.
Zaraya.
No, that's her mom's stage name that she. No. Her real name's Soraya. You're right. Soraya something. Where'd you get Brittany?
That's the name she said.
Okay, I'm pretty sure it's Soraya. Anyway, she wants to. It's her and her brother want to be WWE superstars, and it's like her journey to becoming that. Because spoiler alert, she's in the WWE, but it's like the journey to that. And along the way, you meet like some wrestling. Actually, not even that much. Like The Rock's in it, but he's in it for like 2 scenes. Like the trailer made it seem like he's gonna be not in it heavily, but he's gonna be like the comedic part. And that wasn't the case at all. This movie I thought was really good. I enjoyed the journey from her, just doing wrestling stuff on the side with her brother, her dynamic with her brother, her family. That's the reason why it's called Fight with My Family. And then Zordon here to update us that she has nudes. Thank you, Zordon, for that. Yeah, no, I liked it. The actress that played her, I thought was good. Her brother's actor, the actor who played her brother, was good. Cersei was in here playing her mom, which did an awesome job. Nick Frost was the dad, and he was hilarious. The Rock was on here being himself because he has to play himself, and he was funny because he knows how to do his movies now. He's got his shtick, you know. Who else? Oh, Vince Vaughn plays one of the coaches on there, and he's great. It's Vince Vaughn being a coach, and it's funny. But yeah, it has some great moments, some great like dramatic moments and great funny moments. I actually like it. I highly recommend watching it, and especially if you're like a fan of WWE. There's clip like montages because when she was a kid, she was watching like the WWF Attitude Era, which that's when me and my brother like hopped in. So seeing a bunch of clips like that and how they got inspired to be WWE, it's very nostalgic for people who are fans of WWE anyway. Randall, you got something to say, or are you just gonna nod and be like what he said?
I have one question though.
Okay, go for it.
Did Break It Down play at any point?
No, it didn't. Believe me, I was waiting for it though. When the montages were coming up and showing up, I'm like, if they play Break It Down right now, I'm gonna call Brian right now and be like, watch it. Break it down. Go ahead.
No, I agree with everything you said.
So you enjoyed the movie?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like the girl's accent.
Yeah, because she's
Well, I like
from their family's accent. Yeah. What am I talking about? What part of they're from London, right? No, they're Irish.
You're Irish.
Are they Irish? Fuck me.
Ooh.
I thought they were from England.
Yeah. Page. English professional wrestler. Norwich, United Kingdom. Yeah, you're right. Okay.
In Norwich?
Norwich. Sorry, Norwich.
I don't know.
But yeah, highly recommend watching it. I watched it just because I'm like, oh, I saw The Rock was in it. It's about WWE. I might like it because it's just WWE, but it's more than that. There's actually drama within the family. That there's like an under arc there. Vince Vaughn's character has a little bit of an arc as well. As in, like he's not just a person that's placed there, if that makes sense. Yeah, we both recommend it. You guys haven't seen it yet?
Mm-mm.
All right, cool. The next day, I'm like, oh, what's the next movie I'm going to see that I can watch that came out in 2019? And I saw Batman versus Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Isn't that it's an animated movie, isn't it?
Yeah. because they have a comic run where they're actually in the same universe and stuff. And man, let me shout out Troy Baker, because he does both Batman, I think, and the Joker. But I thought Batman was Kevin Conroy until the thing came up. I'm like, oh shit, that wasn't Kevin Conroy?
You sounds that good?
He sounds really good as like Batman. But from that, so I guess shout out to Troy Baker. The movie's fun as shit. It's funny. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles come in with like if you're a fan of TMNT, their humor comes in and then clashes with Batman's way too serious, like lack of humor, and it's a fun dynamic to watch. The thing is, it's has the same vibe and like tone as the Batman versus Harley Quinn. Because you know how Harley Quinn and him, they're like she was bringing the comedy, and Batman was just like not having it until the end, and he started doing comic stuff, and you're like, why is Batman doing comedy stuff? That ends up happening here a bit, but not to the extent that Harley Quinn was. Like he'll have like funny one-liners and stuff, but the reason why I'm recommending to everyone here is the fighting animation. This is not a spoiler because it happens like the first maybe 10 minutes. The first battle is Shredder versus Batman. And that shit is like it's a lot. It's not a lot of super cuts between. It's the animate like a CQC
like
showdown.
An actual animation.
Yeah, and I'm like, what is going on right now? It was really cool to see.
Yeah, I really hate that when studios do that whole bullshit where it's like, oh, you just can't see them fighting, or you know, we're just gonna like do a bunch of flash frames to show off that they're fighting, and it's like, this sucks.
Yeah, but this one does not do that. Like most of the okay, I guess I'm gonna spoil the first like 10 minutes. He fights Shredder because he's like, "Who the fuck are you? You're not in the front. Where are you coming from?" So they're started fighting. The animation was fantastic, and then he runs into the Turtles, and instead of talking it out, he's like, "What the fuck's happening?" And he fights all 4 turtles at the same time, and it's not like a bunch of like cuts and stuff. It's actual like it's great. Just that first 20 minutes, maybe 10, 15, 20 minutes, I'm like sold. You guys need to watch this. And then they have a lot of like visual artsy stuff where like they'll fight in the shadows and all you see is like the turtles is bandana colors and then like the silhouette and you see like, oh, by the way, Damien's in here, Brian, so you're gonna have to live with Damian Wayne being in this, and so is Batgirl. But yeah, like when they're fighting in the nighttime, they'll have like cool artistic shots of like they're fighting silhouettes, but their bandanas are like in color, and Batman's cape or his eyes are just there, or Robin's yellow underneath his cape will be flowing and animating, and I'm like, there's a lot of neat artistic touches to it. The animation, the action animation is fantastic. Troy Baker's. Go ahead.
You said they're fighting in the nighttime, but are they dancing with their dogs as well in the movie?
No, I don't think they're No, they're not doing that. I'm sorry. But yeah, I highly recommend it. It's short as hell. I think it's like when? Last week? Like after like I stream on the weekend on the weekdays.
Just now saying something about it.
Huh? I mean, you can always go to this doc and see that.
Yeah,
Anthony
it was on there for a while.
Yeah, it was.
I'm right upstairs, man.
This doc is one link away.
You could just like, yo, Batman Turtles, watch it now. I have to wait to see it on a screen.
I thought you were gonna say piece of paper.
I was gonna say piece of paper.
I didn't write it down, Randall. But I mean, you can watch it after this.
Unbelievable, man. I don't even know who you are anymore.
My name is Antonio Banderas.
Yeah.
Anyway,
that was your perfect chance to say.
Antonio Montega, I think it is, or something.
Yes.
I forgot the last name, so I'm like, I gotta quickly think of something else, and Banderas came up. I know it's Montega or Montega, something like that.
Montoya.
Oh, Montoya. See, I would have gotten it incorrect. So.
Yeah, I'm like, what is Inigo? Yeah. Could you hear that?
No, it actually sounded like she said a slur, to be honest.
She says, my name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die.
Excuse me. Zorn's asking, are you from Indiana, Randall? And he's not. He's from New York.
He got exiled from there.
Yeah, there's a whole story.
Thank you.
He's got a book coming out called Escaping NY. See
He
it out in
sneaks
the
back in
summer.
every year for Christmas to go see his mother.
If I was exiled, it wouldn't be called escaping.
Well, they said that this is my story, man.
Okay.
Okay, they can say whatever they want. This is my story. Okay. Oh my god. Johan says we New York dudes got to stick together. Oh my god. All right. So yeah, after the streams, I've been going down and just watching movies until I fall asleep, and then continuing it the next night. So I got through those 2 movies over the course of like 4 days. And then I think that catches us up to Friday. Unless you guys want to talk about something else in the meantime, Ryan, because you had Ari Lennox, the what is that?
It's Ari Lennox's Shea Butter, baby.
Yeah.
It's an album. At this point, I don't really remember most of it. I think I thought it was alright. The only memorable song I can think of is the first song, Chicago Boy. It was really good. The rest of it's cool. It's not bad. It's not wow. It was alright. Okay, I know why you're laughing.
All right, that's fine. How about the ASAP Ferg and Rocky one? Is this gonna be off of
Yes.
their collaboration?
I don't know what it's off of, but
It slaps.
it has Manhattan rocking, dude.
Oh shit!
Yo, Queensbridge, where you at?
Wait, what is it like? It's like party stuff, or is it like we're barring you down?
When you hear it, you'll know that it's from New York. It's all at this.
Oh, okay. And we can just hear Tim's walking. The sound of Tim's
Yeah.
zipping
You
up.
can hear that they had butters on.
Oh shit. Okay,
Alright.
I'll listen to that.
Shannon's home. Did you guys want to do the
Oh, okay. Then let's
Game of Thrones stuff? And I will just take my headset off for a little bit.
go for it.
All
Let's
right.
segue right into it.
All right.
Okay. Excellent. He took his headphones off. All right, so let's fast forward. Sunday night.
Monday morning for me.
Okay. Well, we started loading, and then Johan says, "I can't believe Game of Thrones did that." Series finale coming on, and of course HBO now thinks it's really fucking cute to just buffer in the middle of the fucking episode. Either way, HBO need to get your shit together. They left the water bottle blatantly in the shot. Yeah, they did the same thing with the coffee. Like,
And Jamie's missing hand
and
was a real hand.
Yeah, and Jamie's hand. The editing room, I'm sure, was in a rush to do shit. Speaking of rush, the world exploded after this fucking finale, saying, "What the fuck did you do to me, Game of Thrones? What the fuck did you do to what are the directors' names? David and Dan, whatever they were. Everyone hated it. Randall's gearing up his hate right now. Look at him. Just Randall, tell me how you feel right now. The Game of Thrones series finale.
I would make an analogy to explain how I feel, but I don't think it's appropriate for internet.
Okay, so then clean it up. Or stay quiet. This
Okay.
usually works too.
Imagine you had a prison sentence.
Okay.
We go with 10 years.
10 years prison sentence?
Yeah.
Okay.
10 years prison sentence.
Okay.
You get out. What's the first thing you're gonna do?
What's the first thing I'm going to do when I get out of prison?
You or most men?
Oh, this is a men thing. I have no idea, to be honest.
Come on, man. You've been in prison for 10 years.
Oh, I'm going to get an empanada, dude.
Really? You might, maybe that's what you call it, but that's not what I'm talking
I'm
about.
trying to clean it up for the kids at home.
Okay,
man.
yeah. So you're gonna get empanadas.
Yeah.
So you go get empanadas. Mind you, you've been gearing this up for 10 years, bro.
Yeah.
And just before you about the empanada.
To eat the empanada.
No, you're eating the empanada.
Okay.
Just before the empanada opens.
Not open. You mean that I finished eating? Randall, why is your phone ringing?
I don't know. It never rings.
We should be on silent. It should never ring.
Okay.
Unprofessional,
Anyway.
dude. I gotta check if mine is on. Right now. It wasn't. Thank you for Randall for being the martyr.
Just as you're about to taste that heavenly goodness, the empanada says no and leaves.
I thought I was eating it already.
Yeah, but you the build up, what happens after, you don't get that.
But for the kids, Randall, I'm still eating the empanada. I'm about to eat the empanada.
Yeah.
And then as I'm about to bite down, if
someone smacks it out of your hand.
Oh shit, that's how you feel?
Yes.
Oh my god, Randall.
You had 7 seasons of goodness.
Okay.
And then the eighth season is like, okay, this is weird.
All right, so what did before? Let's not be the hate mob that's all over the internet right now. Why didn't you like it?
We're talking about the season or the last episode.
Anything at this point.
I'm just gonna go with the last episode to not draw this out any further.
We're gonna be here a while. So.
I have one word that comes to mind when I think of the last episode, and that's trash.
Okay. Again, we're just at this point. You're just calling it names. Why didn't you like it?
It felt
spoilers.
Oh yeah, okay. Sorry. Spoiler warning. We're going in. So if you have not seen the series finale of Game of Thrones, leave and come back. I don't know when, to be honest. Just come back to this exact part in this podcast and move on.
I mean, everything felt extremely rushed.
And just clear chat. I'll clear the chat after this too. That's a good idea, Zordan. Thank you. Go ahead.
Everything felt extremely rushed. I would say that the way...
Randall, I need you... We're breaking this down. What does everything means rush? Because everything you're going to say, I'm going to have to talk back. I'm on the camp that I liked it.
Okay.
So whatever you're going to say...
The first thing that pops up in my head is how Daenerys died. Like, really? A stab to the chest?
Okay. Let me clarify. I'm not on the camp that I like it. I'm on the camp that it's not bad.
Really?
When I walked away from the episode, I'm like, huh? Okay.
You know the only thing that was like good about that episode?
I didn't dislike. I'm not like, oh my god, they fucked me for 8 years, and I'm like, oh, that was the best. I just walked out going, okay. To me, everything that happened made some sort of sense. And then I walked away going, okay, it's over.
Yeah, but I mean,
but go ahead, keep going. She gets stabbed. Go ahead.
Yeah, like how do you build up all of this and then you just end it like that? Like for me personally, I just felt like it was really dry. It wasn't very creative. It really felt like the editors were there and they were like, just stab her and she's out. It didn't seem like it was really well thought out. Like she like murdered an entire city, and then in the next episode she just gets stabbed and she's done, and that's it. And it's over. And then most of the rest of the episode is just people having a conversation about who's going to be the next king. Like, the only part of that episode that I thought was pretty cool was
Drogon.
Mm-hmm. When Drogon burnt the throne.
Uh-huh.
And my interpretation of that was him like kind of fulfilling her break the will thing.
Uh-huh.
Because when he burnt down the throne, pretty much like that was breaking the will. Like there's no more in his, I guess in her own little plan, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
That was her idea of like changing things or whatever. So I guess that was his reaction to that by burning the throne. So it's like now there is no more throne.
It's yes. Hold on. Let me collect my thoughts here. For me, what I interpreted that as was Drogon taking down the Iron Throne because that's what caused her to die.
Yeah.
Her not lust. Would it be lust? No.
Yeah, it would have to be lust.
Her obsession with the Iron Throne got her killed, so he destroyed it.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I'm sure everyone's gonna say because he's the Targaryen or whatever, but Jon killed him. So I don't know why Jon didn't just get fucking decimated by Drogon. Because yes, he might be Targaryen, but that's your mom. I would assume the one that birthed you and gave you and raised you trumps. Oh, you're also Targaryen.
It's kind of like that theory that I was saying earlier. Like I think he knows that Jon is supposed to be king.
I guess. I don't know how he would know that. I don't like what.
It's probably like an intuition thing. I don't know.
All right.
You know how like in Avatar, when they pick the dragons that they fly, she said that it picks you. It's like a bond, a connection, or something like that. Even though the bond is created through the halo, before that happens, it picks you.
Okay.
Like it'll try to kill you. It's a weird thing, but basically it picks you before y'all create the bond.
Okay.
I think it's like something like that. Like it's like a extra sense or something. I don't know. This is just me theorizing, but it just doesn't make sense why he wouldn't try to kill him. Other than the fact that he has to know something about John. Right. He was there. He saw it, and he did express some sort of anger by showing his teeth and growling. But he still didn't. He didn't try to burn him. He didn't try to eat him. He just burnt down the throne, picked up his mom, and left. That part of the episode was the only thing that I was like, that was pretty creative. That was cool. I'm okay with that. Everything else was just. It felt like it was just drawn out and uneventful. If it was just another episode and that stuff happened. Like the conversation with Tyrion and everybody else and stuff like that. I can understand that. But for this to be it, like, I don't know. I felt.
For me, another reason why I walked out going meh after this episode specifically, not the whole season or whatever. It felt like I guess for the gamers will understand this analogy. When you like get a fucking new game Friday or Tuesday, whatever, and you spend the whole night playing it, and you're like, oh shit, it's like 8 a.m. I should go to bed or whatever the case may be. You're like, man, I want to beat this, but fuck, I'm like, I got to do whatever in the morning. So you drop it and you come back the next day, and then you finish in 20-30 minutes. And you're like, well, fuck, I could have just stayed up, you know. Mm-hmm. Like, this seems like a nice addition to the last episode after the slaughter. But I don't know. Everything I saw in there, I'm like, okay, that makes sense. Her getting killed, I'm like, that had to happen.
Yeah, but the way it was done was...
The way it was done makes sense, because who else is going to approach her? She's going to let Jon in. He said it like 1,000 times, you're my queen, I love you, etc., etc. Why do you think that dragon was solid snaking his way outside of the door, waiting for anyone to come in? And he's like, "Nah, she like you, fam. Go ahead." Everybody else would have gotten this. Onion night would have been fried onion night. All right. It's unfortunate. It was like anticlimactic, but that's how it had to happen. That's how they wrote themselves into this corner. You know. What else? Everyone didn't. The internet exploded on Bran. They give the guy who did nothing the best seat in the house. But my theory is that he had this plan from the beginning. Earlier in like season 2 or 3 or something, he had a vision. Oh no, it might be season 1, right when he fell off. Or maybe first season. He had a vision of King's Landing in flames with Drogon or a dragon shadow flying over.
And it was just like the show with the wall being broken and snow being inside and all that. And that was Daenerys' vision. Yeah, that's my fault. Yeah, that was
the vision that Bran had was the decimation of King's Landing. And then once it became the Raven, I'm assuming he knew how to look forward and backward and whatever he needed to do. So he planned himself getting to the throne. Why else would he say, that's why I wheeled my way over here? Mm-hmm. You know? Zordon's got a bunch of stuff to say. Hold on. The series could have ended with Drogon burning the throne and then cut to black. You're crazy if that's how you want that to end. Because Jon had a fantastic ending.
Really?
He's exactly where he wants to be. His character since the beginning was, stop giving me titles and responsibilities. I'm just here for the people. I'm defending people. He's around people who love him now.
Yeah, but he's away from his family.
The wildlings are his family.
Yeah, but not more than... Well, I guess it doesn't matter because she just left.
Yeah, she's doing Arya the Explorer on the spin-off show. Sansa became I thought Sansa was great. She became Queen of the North. From where she started as like a helpless kid, now ruling the entire North. separately from the 7 kingdoms, which is now I guess the 6 kingdoms, because she's like, nah, we're not part of this anymore. Who else? The Unsullied got shafted. I don't know what they're gonna do with Nath or Noth or whatever, but they literally just they waited for him to leave, and then they're like, "Hey, Jon Snow, you can just go with the Wildlings now. They're not gonna see you." Like Tyrion's like, "Oh, you got to go to the Night's Watch," and I'm like, "What Night's Watch?" So you just basically told him to go with the Wildlings. Sure enough, Tormund was there waiting. I don't know if he was waiting, but maybe he was about to leave or something. What else have Jon Snow? Yeah, Jon Snow with the Wildlings. He became king of the other side of the wall, so he's still a king.
So, cool question. The whole Night's Watch was created for the what's the face?
The White Walkers.
The White Walkers. Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
And now there's since they're going to be exploring the north, that could be another spin-off, but I don't really see that happening. And then Westeros. And then Arya's doing the West of Westeros mission. So I mean those can be something else, I guess.
When I saw Endgame.
No. You're already not.
Just hear me out.
Okay, go for it.
When I saw Endgame, I was so hurt and broken because not only because it was over, but because the characters and the actors that played those characters, their contract was up, and they're gone.
Okay.
At least at this point that we know of, they're gone inevitably.
Okay.
Right. When I saw this episode, you're not going to agree with me on this, and you're going to be like, "You're crazy." But this is just how I feel currently at this point.
You can do that, Randall. It's America.
After seeing that episode, those last few episodes, and especially the finale.
Did you just say the last few episodes?
Well, I'll say the last two.
Wrong. The second to last episode, Randall, is like probably top 3 episodes ever made in that show. That's up there. That's up there with.
I give you that.
That's up there with Battle of the Bastards.
Okay,
dude. Like,
I give you that.
That was a cinematic feat what they made in episode 5.
Wait, no, that's the third last. So
What?
You talking about against the White Walkers, right?
No.
Which one are you talking about?
When she turned and everything was being burned.
Oh, I mean, it was good, but it was just like, yeah, okay. Anyway,
whatever. It's your opinion. It doesn't matter.
No, I get what you're saying. It was good. From a writer's standpoint, it was good.
No, it wasn't. Not for writing. It's just for like.
I'm just saying, like, I didn't agree with what she did, but as far as cinematic purposes, it was good.
Go for it. Just go ahead. Yeah, just go ahead.
But after seeing the last episode, it makes me not want to think about anything about Game of Thrones ever. Like, it really left a bad taste in my mouth.
I did the opposite for me. I can't wait for the books to come out. I'm gonna find out where they broke and then read from then on.
I don't want to Game of Thrones nothing.
George Railroad Martin came on an interview recently. I didn't talk. Or not recently. It might have been yesterday or the day before or something about the plot points, and he's like, "Yeah, this is where I want it to go, but it's gonna." He's not confined to certain hours in a movie. He has a book that he can write. So there's still a bunch of characters that apparently that were never shown on screen. That are people that are still alive in the books at certain stages that are not. Like the book, I'm assuming is going to end in the way that he wanted to, with even though those plot points are like he still wanted Daenerys to turn evil. It's just he's going to do it now in long form instead of 3 seasons, like instead of 8 seasons in a TV show. That you have to balance a shitload of characters in. I don't know. When I saw after I've done this, I'm like, cool. Now I get to see if the manga's better.
What'd your boy think?
Brian? Oh yeah, that's right. We haven't heard a peep from you because we saw it together, so we got to talk about it afterwards. So what did you like any of it? Did you hate it? Did you like meh?
It was fun.
Yeah, I can agree with that. That's what I walked out. I'm like, okay. Like that the meme of the lady was saying, "Hey," and the guy's like, "Okay." That's
and I get why people complained. That was fine the way it ended. And
yeah, I thought it was like a rocky landing. It landed, but it was like shit. Like a wing came off, and you know,
it could have been worse. Is what I was going into this last episode. I was like, something's gonna gonna fuck up, and no, they hit most of the questions that people wanted. So
Yeah, like the questions we were the discussions we were having, the characters had afterwards too. You know? Like the whole conversation with Tyrion and Jon after he was locked up about like love killing duty and reverse and stuff like that. I'm like, that's right. Yeah, that makes sense. Him being imprisoned.
There's like some questionable part or like
there's some
funny parts because most of the, I guess, a season and a half was Jon deserves the throne. Jon deserves the throne. Well, who do you think, Tyrion? Bran. After making him kill this lady and then saying he deserves it.
Well, he said Bran because that's the only other option. Because the chick
war would happen.
Yeah, the chick doesn't want him there because she was following Daenerys because she saved them and he died, or he killed the person who saved her. So she doesn't. They want him dead, and then the other half of people want him and not Daenerys, or want Jon because I mean, he came back to life, helped stop the White Walkers, brought all of the wildlings. He has an endless list of titles that he does not want.
And the other thing that was funny to me was the people are like, no, he deserves more. Like the people that are saying, hey, he needs to atone for this.
Yeah.
Left. So they could have been like, yeah, we'll send him over there. Nah, just go to fucking Winterfell. It's independent, doesn't matter.
Yeah, like the Unsullied and I think the people, the Greyjoys, I think it was, and some other people as well. They were like, "No, we can't have Jon Snow as the king or whatever." After that meeting, Unsullied went on ship to their island. I'm sure the Greyjoys went to their ship, their fucking island. Like they could just be like, fuck off.
I'm sure nobody's gonna spy and be like, Jon's still there. He could have been like, oh, okay, I'll leave, and then he goes back to Winterfell.
Yeah, I don't know. That was weird. And then like the whole I'm Targaryen thing just went out the window.
I think that plot point was only used so that he can get past the dragon. But even then, Tyrion has been around the dragons and not gotten eaten before.
But because she's
a Targaryen too secretly.
But she was there to be like, nah, don't burn this kid.
One thing that was bothering me that like I guess is a huge important thing to me. Maybe not necessarily to other people or the characters in the show.
Okay.
And it was only brought up one time by Jon, which I think was a very important point, was that he brought out that she slaughtered innocent people, children. Have you not been down there?
They were children.
Yeah.
He's
the only one that brought that up. Now, when they were having that conversation with Tyrion, and the girl was like, they want him dead. It's like no one brought up the fact that that's cool. Daenerys saved your people, but she just murdered an entire city of innocent people and children.
Yeah, did we just lose internet?
Your internet was shitting itself because you're lagging on there, and then your stream's buffering.
Oh my god! Today just doesn't stop with the bullshit. We try going live again. It's still recording, so we can keep going. But keep going, Randall. What?
That's pretty much it. It's like, if I was there,
you
know how you have plot points in a disagreement? You have these plot points. You have like from the greatest to least. At the top of my list was like, you killed innocent children. When I was watching it, I just picture myself like a character in the background just walking past Daenerys like every 5 minutes calling her a baby killer.
Baby killer?
Yeah.
You kill innocent women?
As soon as she opened up her mouth, yeah, but you kill babies.
Yeah.
When she was having that conversation with Jon about like teaching, rescuing other people or liberating other people, and he was trying to plead with her that you have to show mercy to other people. And I forget what her response was, but I'm just thinking to myself, I was there, but I was like, but you kill babies.
Like,
how are you any different than anyone who's bad? You're a monster. You know that, right?
You killed innocents.
Yeah. I'd be like, I don't care. I say it in front of your dragon. You kill babies. You're a monster. You're just like him.
And he's like, yo. I need to eat, so that's why I do it. She don't need to eat babies. All right? So you better back me up for this, you know? What else happened? Like, that's pretty much it. It was like not a lot of eventful. It was a very... I guess the discussion was pretty funny. Like when Arya threatened to cut Greyjoy's throat. I thought that was really funny.
That was like, yes, queen.
Yeah, dude. I'm like, yo, that's a little bit of Hound in you right there. She needed to say was a bunch of the C words in there, and
Oh yeah.
Twice legit though, fucking cunt.
yeah, right. For fuck's sake. Oh my goodness.
Alright, so the original 3 I had from the beginning, which changed. One character changed within this season because I just got tired of her. To one person died.
I know you had Tyrion. I forgot the other 2.
It was Arya, Tyrion, Daenerys from the beginning.
Oh.
This season, I was like, I'm tired of Daenerys. The Hound's up there.
Mm.
So either way, somebody died that I replaced.
But the Hound had a fantastic ending, dude. That's why that episode was so good, dude. Right before they're gonna fight, it was just that stairway and the shot, and then the dragon flying behind them with fire, and they're about to go at it. Nah, dude, that was episode for the bells. Incredible to watch. Shit, the fucking one shot with behind the Arya as she's running through the streets. It was like a good 2-3 minute one shot of just following the cat. Nah, dude. All right, we're not even talking about the. I put it to.
I keep hitting. It says offline. I keep hitting play and nothing happens.
Well, then I mean we can blame Twitch then, because I'm bringing the goods.
Oh, nope, never mind.
I brought the goods, Randall. The goods I brought. Let me just restart this shit then.
I think the only thing I called was Jon is a queen slayer. I think everything else was wrong.
Oh yeah. I guess I can see.
I don't remember what I said. That's the only part that I remember saying. I said that, and then I kept saying goons. So and I was wrong about the goons.
Ba-ba. What was I gonna say?
There you go. You're back.
Okay, cool. What are we talking about? Yeah, like I was starting to talk about fucking episode 5 instead of 6. I don't know, man. Like at the end, I was like, all right. I wasn't upset at all. Like I was just like, okay. I was wondering just how it all. I was just wondering how is it gonna end?
The way I feel right now, I don't even want to acknowledge Game of Thrones at this point.
Jeez, man. Nah.
It cut me deep, man. Like I ain't gonna say it cut me deep, but
you already said it, Randall.
I'm gonna say it bothered me. It really bothered me. You know what it was too? It's just like I was just hoping for a bunch of like greatness. You know, we got Endgame. We had.
You keep comparing it to the wrong things.
I'm not comparing it. Listen to what I'm saying.
Okay,
you let me finish.
Yes, sir. Go ahead. I apologize.
Endgame. Then we have the finale of Game of Thrones, and then Barry, and it's like, yes.
And then and we'll get to Barry. Yeah, we'll get to Barry. Brian, did you make sure you saw all of the episodes? Okay, good.
Mm-hmm.
I guess we can. He's back already. I guess final verdict on Game of Thrones. Do you recommend people going through the 8 seasons?
Yeah, I still do.
Randall, you're the iffy one here. Because for me, it's a fucking hell yeah. That show's still fantastic.
The show is good. It's just don't expect it to be a great ending.
Okay. Because when people got one last thing. For the people who are here saying this is like the worst of fucking thing that could possibly happen, they forgot Lost. Lost had a trash fucking ending.
I know I watched Lost.
Apparently Dexter's 2 is also really bad.
And Dexter's, okay? And for the anime people, Soul Eater. Trash ending. Claymore. He can't hear me right now, but I'm going to take advantage. Trash. Now he's making fun of you, dude. Fucking Christ. He knows it. Oh my god. What other anime? There's so many things that are worse endings than this. This just buttoned up their writing. So if you didn't like the writing, then okay, I guess that's fine. But this made good on stuff they've said earlier, if that makes sense. I don't know.
My only I guess actual complaint is not the ending. It's just 8 seasons, right? 100-something episodes. Winter's coming. Winter's coming. Winter's coming. Big threat. 1 episode is done.
Yeah, unfortunately, that I thought was gonna that episode specifically. I thought there was gonna be more deaths. I was expecting it. They did a good job starting it off, like the Thraki going in with the lights and the lights going off. The mood was set for that episode. All we needed was the actual deaths. But then every time they would cut to another like huge name person, they're surrounded by dead people. But then
They made it.
They made it, and then they showed the guy from the Night's Watch helping someone. As he's helping Sam, get stabbed. So what? How come everybody else isn't constantly attacking one frame at, you know what I'm saying? Like, they don't have Wolverine's Berserker Barrage. Like,
This man got jumped by a horde and got stabbed, and Sam was still safe enough to see what happened, acknowledge what happened, mourn a bit, and then run.
Yeah, like...
I think the best thing would have been if they broke that into 2 separate episodes. In the end of the first one, as soon as they realize the people from the crypt are coming back. Because they're getting overrun from the front, they're getting overrun from the middle.
I would not want that. I would not have
that.
That
would have been the best spot.
That would have been like Halo 2 fucking finish the fight. Nah, fam, we're in this, like, I want the whole, give me 2 hours then. Give me a movie length. This is the goddamn fight for survival here.
They could either end it like that, or end it with some type of, oh, they're gonna get through this by just ending it where Melisandre is talking to Arya.
Oh yeah, that's right.
With the eye, whatever, and then she wore one face.
Yeah, Arya unfortunately didn't use her faceless god power that much.
And her list, I think she only killed one person on her own.
I thought she killed 2 or 3.
I'm trying to remember who else was on the list. I know she killed the old guy.
Yeah, it's Walder Frey. I thought he killed 2 or 3.
One of them was her Piccolo father, and the other one, Roxo killed her. So,
Piccolo father's the Hound. But yeah, all right. So yeah, I still recommend watching it. I enjoyed it. That finale was fine. I didn't like love it, and I definitely didn't hate it. Especially as bad as the world that out here crucifying it for, making petitions to rewrite it. The fuck, like, no.
The most I'd say if I'm recommending is just enjoy the journey, not necessarily where it ends up.
Yeah, like even if you never watched it, watching again, you still fall in love with these characters, knowing that it ends like shit. I don't know. At the end of the day, I finished watching it, and I'm like, I'm interested in reading the book. Or maybe an audiobook. They can make more money now. The remainder 2 books, just have the actors do the audiobooks. You know how much money you can get that? But... Shit. Anyway, I guess that's it. We're going to go to Barry. I don't know if he wants to... Spoilers for Barry. Put it back on. Let's do this to him. He'll know. There you go. So, dude. Oh. So, dude. So we have one more spoiler-filled thing, which is Barry. Do you have any interest in watching Barry?
I don't know what Barry is.
So it's Barry's a show about a hitman who doesn't want to be a hitman anymore, and he finds a passion for trying to be an actor. The main character is played by Bill Hader. Henry Winkler's in it. The guy, the Fonz. I'm sure you know the name.
Yeah. I know who the Fonz is.
Okay. Hey,
Happy days, bro. Happy days.
I'm not saying you didn't. I'm just making sure for any audio listener out there who knows, you know. And what's his name? I don't remember his actor name. He was in Office Space, the guy with the stapler. Yeah.
Stapler.
I don't remember. Damn, but I get everybody else's name. Yeah, but that actor's in it as well. So I mean, you're okay if we spoil it for you?
That's fine. I probably won't watch it.
Okay, so I need to hear Randall's, because Randall put on. Okay, I'm gonna expose Randall. Yeah, he is there.
Do you not see what I typed?
Yeah, we did. We all looked at it, laughed, and kept going. He said he's gonna punch you the next time he sees you.
He's like literally sitting in the dark.
Yeah, we forgot to turn on that light.
You know, wearing a black shirt with dark skin.
Give me a sec. Yeah, the floor is where I need to put my
I don't know about you guys, but you see that ass when he stood up? He been working them squats.
Not as good as it used to be.
That song slaps, Randall. It's called Earthquake. All right. Now that we had that, Anthony... Damn, it's hot as fuck in here. What are we talking about? Barry. Randall put season 1 and 2. Randall, you gotta catch people up what happened. You saw all of season 1.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, did you watch all of season 2?
Not all of it, but I've been watching some episodes.
Okay, because what happened was...
See, what happened
was... I basically forced him to watch it on Mother's Day. Brian and
On
Randall.
Mother's Day?
On Mother's Day, yeah. They were watching it. I think the first 3 episodes. Brian was sleeping, but Randall saw like the first 4 episodes or whatever. Then the new episode for that season 2 came out that same Sunday. So when I came back on Monday, the following Monday, to watch it myself because I'm caught up, I watched it in the living room, and Randall comes in, episode like 7. Like, I think it was the second to last episode.
Mm-hmm.
That's usually where I start.
So he completely skipped everything that's happened in season 2 until the second to last episode of season 2. So it ended in a way where he was like, "What the fuck is going?" Like he seemed intrigued. So then I put on the rest of season 1 for him to watch, and he caught up with season 1. This week happens, and the finale comes on. We saw Game of Thrones, and we were like a little meh on the finale. So I'm like, fuck, I know Barry is going to come on right after this, so I can probably stay up a little later and watch it. So I took my girlfriend home, came back, and I'm like, all right, fucking Randall, let's watch the finale. Put on the finale. And man, what happened? Back-to-back meh. Like, I saw it, I'm like, it had funny parts, and they, like, reused the gag from, like, the previous season. Like... when the stakes were super high and they got out of it almost the same way. In the first season, they got out of the huge thing because they thought it was Chechens because there was some evidence left behind. So Barry got off scot-free. And then this one did this almost the same thing happen.
Barry never gets off scot-free though. Every time he changes the timeline, things fuck up.
You're gonna have to elaborate.
Flash, I think.
You're gonna have to elaborate. You mean the Flash?
It's from the Flash.
Okay. He fucked me up. I'm like, what?
I wanted the dead stop. I wanted the deer in the headlights look like, what? Because he's talking about a show called Barry.
Yeah.
There's a new show called Barry about a hitman who doesn't want to be a hitman. He wants to be an actor. And so he's talking about how Barry did something without consequence. And so I was like, Barry always has consequences every time he changes the timeline. And he just looked at me like, what the fuck is this dude smoking?
Yeah, you threw me. The train is not even on the rails anymore. It's in the water somehow. What was I talking about?
I'm just here for the entertainment.
Reuse the gag, he gets out scot-free.
Yeah, like that. That already put me into like a fuck mood. Like, all right, I guess we're reusing that. Sally, I still don't care about 2 seasons in. Like, I don't know why. There's something she had a good scene when she was like divulging everything to Barry when he was trying to practice his lines. I thought that was really funny.
Janitor thing.
Yeah, I thought that was really good. Like, she has good moments. It's just like I don't know if I just can't relate to her in any way or something, but she just doesn't hook me.
She's annoying and selfish.
It's annoying. The thing, I want to yell at Barry because everyone around him just uses him.
Yeah, like, Barry needs to wake the fuck up, dude. Especially Fugues, dude. Fugues is the guy played by the Stapler. Office Space man. I forgot his. We're doing a disservice here. Like, I should know his name. Hold on.
It's basically he's being used by Fugues. He's being used by Sally. He's being used by Gene in a way because I think.
His name.
Are we allowed to say spoilers or no?
I mean, this is spoiler. I already warned Kelsey. This is all spoilers for Barry season 2. Hold on, Brian. The actor is Stephen Root. Go ahead, Brian.
I think even Gene, to an extent, before the ending, was using him because he didn't need a scene partner to do the audition.
Scene partner.
But he
volunteered.
He's trying to put himself in so he can get. I think he's trying to get more work.
Yeah, because they had scenes in season 2 where they actually showed him auditioning. So I'm like, oh, so he's still like a working actor trying to get work.
Same thing with his son. He has a void there. He's just using his son as a void.
Mm-hmm.
It's just using everywhere, and the guy with the gun doesn't know who to shoot at. Is basically how I feel about Barry.
Yeah. What else is arc? NoHo Hank is losing.
I get tired of him.
You are. I still think he's funny. Sometimes he'll say words that are not the words he needs to use.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know a good example at the moment. Like when he's tied on the bus. When he's tied on the bus and he wants to say he didn't delegate it. He was tied and he wanted to say he was an optimist and he said I'm an optometrist. And I'm like, yes. But he doesn't correct himself, so he just moves on and the audience is supposed to catch that he's like, oh, he meant optimist. But it's small stuff like that.
He has funny scenes, but for the most part I'm just like, leave.
And then the action sequence in this, I was really let down. Because, like, near the end of... Yeah, season 1. Why was I thinking season 1 or 4? The fuck? I'm a time traveler, sorry. Near the end of season 1, they were driving towards the airstrip, and, like, that shot was him, you saw it.
Yeah.
They were driving with loud-ass fucking music, and the camera point of view was inside the car, and bullets flew in. Like, you hear the gunshots, you're like, what the hell? Are they shooting at him? And the bullets come flying in, people die. The camera rotates as the car flips, and then cut. And I'm like, next episode. Like, that's the kind of stuff that I want to see. And this one just ended with,
it was kind of Breaking Bad-ish.
Yeah, like, it was something ridiculous off the top happened, cut, credits. And I'm like, if I had to wait for next week for this shit, I would have been like, fuck off. I'd be like, HBO, send me in! Let me in! But this one, I don't know. Like, there was no hook for the next one. If there is, I forgot it already. Like, he went in there massacring everybody because Fugue is now aligned with everybody, the Chechens and the.
I felt it was pretty reckless and out of his character.
To just run in there with there's a room full of people who have guns, and he came in there with a pistol and just eliminated everybody. Yeah. But not like John Wick eliminated. Just tall dude standing, just...
Like, if anyone with half a brain could have killed him.
Like, on accident. Like, they're like, oh, shit, and fired. Like, they would have killed him.
And he didn't even get shot.
Exactly. Like, and they did have... Javi said, let's go watch John Wick 3. Yeah, but I have to watch it. I'll probably watch it sometime soon, but I don't know when. Where are we at?
Especially when he, like, tried to kick the door in and his foot got stuck.
Yeah.
And there's a dude on the other side with a rifle.
There was 2 dudes. Because remember, he opened it. The guy was like, oh my God. And then he shot the other guy who had a gun. I'm like, I would have obliterated that leg. Even if it was my boss, I'm like, yo, it was my life or yours, hey. And then now Fuchs is with the 2 dudes who were with NoHo Hank that ran out the back door. So Fuchs got away again.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know. I don't know. What do you think, Brian? I'm always just shitting on it at this point. Like,
yeah, it was fine.
It was also fine for you. Like, from this one wasn't fine for me. Like, the Game of Thrones was fine. This one, I'm like, no. I talked so highly of you.
I was already expecting it the way they ended the first season, and I was the only thing that I thought that they should have done differently is, where the episode before ended and this one started. Where he had the thing to his head, I guess, since he's never killed.
Yeah.
That's why he's like, oh, no, but it would have made for a better story, I think, because then they could have blamed Barry for that since
he was on the scene.
There.
Oh, you saying he should have shot him?
Yeah. It would have just made for a better... I feel like they only kept him out. How does he only remember what he whispered in his ear at the end of the episode?
Yeah, that's another thing. I'm like, I guess that's supposed to be, I'm in shock. But he went through like 7 different locations. Like, he never snapped out of the shock until that last part. I don't know. Like, that was weird, man.
They should have ended it with him like, it comes up again. Like, this episode starts, you hear the gunshot first, and then it goes from black to show what happened or something. They blame him. He has to find some way out. Then he goes on the rampage on Fuchs or something.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, it felt safe. Like, this finale feels like a safe approach to it, so they can have another season or something. I don't know. But as a season in general, besides its ending, I liked it. It still had a lot of funny moments. My favorite episode is still the one when he goes up against the gym instructor. Yeah, Brian, I knew it. That's the episode you need to watch. The Taekwondo one, you need to watch.
The best scene is when he's like, I don't want to spoil it. He's like, that's not a person. And then he's like, I'll be back.
Yeah.
And then he notices it and he walks back. Yeah, that's not from here.
Yeah, that's not from here. I think it's episode 5. No, or maybe 4. Let me look.
Of the second
I
season?
think it's
Second
4 or
season.
5.
That is like the hands down my favorite episode of the season because it's just so funny
It's
and
even
like
shot well too.
That's the one you said that I'm gonna like.
yeah, Ronnie/Lily. It's episode 5. Yeah, I got it right. Ronnie Lily. That
By far the best episode.
yeah, by a lot because it's funny. It has some. It starts off with a bunch of action and then it's a downward. What the fuck is happening? How is this happening? It's really funny. I don't think you have to watch. I don't think you have to watch any of the episodes to get what's happening there. It's just he needs to kill this guy, and then shit happens.
He says why he's there at the beginning of the episode.
Yeah.
So you can just watch it. If this was Love, Sex, and Robot, what is it? Love, Death, and Robots?
Yeah.
This episode is like its own like capsule, and you can just watch it right now.
It's really fun. It's just a really fun episode. And I think that's it for Barry. I think. Unless you guys have anything else to add.
The Stephen Root guys are doing a really good job with the acting.
Yeah, Stephen Root.
Shout him out.
Well, a little bit of everybody. Even Henry Winkler's doing a fantastic job. Like at the end, like the beginning of this season, anyway.
When
After
he
gets
yells, he sounds like Bryan Cranston.
Yeah, he does. He does. You're talking about Root, right? Stephen? He does.
Mm-hmm.
I started thinking about Breaking Bad again after the ending of Game of Thrones.
Why?
Because that's that ending that nailed, stuck the landing.
Oh yeah.
At the beginning of you know when you watch stuff on HBO now, and like for the last episode of Game of Thrones, it did the
Behind the
like it
scenes
showed
stuff.
all the other shows they have to offer before the episode started.
Oh yeah, because they're like, please don't unsubscribe.
The one one with
His Dark Fantasies, the one with McAvoy.
I don't know what's going on, but you know what else I want to see after seeing Game of Thrones and that before it? I want to see a show or movie where Macy Williams and James McAvoy are siblings because they look almost identical.
I'd watch it. They're both great actors. Yeah, I'd watch that.
All I'm saying.
The one you're talking about, His Dark Materials, I think it's called. It's based off another book that's finished. So, actually, let me not say it's finished. I'm pretty sure it's finished. I'll look it up later. Who cares? But that's also based on another book, and I think it's another high budget show. I also want to watch Watchmen as well because I saw the movie and I'm like, okay, this is interesting. Now they're gonna continue it with some more story. I'm like, let's get it.
I've never seen the movie. You guys told me there's blue dicks and people's skin explode, and that's all I know about the movie.
And according to the trailer, like they keep saying tick tock, so the only thing I can think of is maybe it's tied to the Doomsday Clock arc that happened in DC. I don't have my residential DC person in the chat, E-Man, but like if that's what they're building to, that's fantastic. Like that's a good crossover comic to TV adaptation. I think that's it on that. John says, "Yeah, that's true." Fucking awesome! I'm out here, man. High five. We'll work on it.
Said that.
Huh?
I think maybe he just said that to say it.
No, but in my story, I just made that up. I don't know. Well, there you go. I'm done.
Anthony, I'm my reads.
All right, so I guess I'll move on.
Best sell here, I now have the best reads.
Another quick one. I finished Metro Exodus story. From a gameplay mechanic, I don't think it was a wise choice to go open world because it felt like work. The side missions didn't seem to impact the story in a manner that, like, in an impactful manner. Like, nothing seemed to change. Like, they weren't, besides, oh, thanks for doing the thing, and then we move on to the next area, wide open area. Like, the game started getting back to its roots near the end of the game, because it was, hey, you're the end of the game, so it starts being a lot more linear, and that's when I'm back in Metro style atmosphere. Like, the graphics fantastic, the story, it lost me. Like, I just didn't care about what happened to RTM. I don't care what happened to anyone else. Like, I just wanted to finish it.
Dang, really?
Yeah, like, at that point...
What about his wife?
His wife's... do you want the spoilers? Anyone who's going to play Metro Exodus?
That's what I was going to ask you, like, off stream.
Do you guys want to... I can spoil it right now. Like,
I don't care.
I don't know if...
Spoil it
all right,
already.
I don't know if there's multiple endings or not. RTM and her father die because she gets really sick, and me and him go deep into radiation to go find the medicine, and also for a map, or for a place for them to live, like a new place that doesn't have a lot of radiation. Well, we end up doing both. I got her the thing to heal her, and the father also died getting the thing to find a new home. So everybody found a new home, and it ends with like the shot of her crying and saying, "I can't live here without you" and stuff. And there's both of our graves, and it just keeps constantly zooming out with the train being there and this nice green new area they found.
Well, at least she lived.
She lived, but she's very unhappy.
Yeah.
That he died. So
You'll live, but you won't live well.
pretty much that would be a great line to end the. If she didn't say it, she should have said that, but to herself. But yeah, like it looks fantastic. Like just about every second, like, the texture looks good. The models are beautifully rendered. Lighting is fantastic, and that's without the RTX because I don't have an RTX card, so I don't have the ray trace global illumination. Global illumination, sorry. It looked great, but after a while, I just wanted to run right through it. So I guess I recommend it if you really want to push your system and see some very fancy rendering. What else can I quickly get off of here? Planet Hulk. I finally got out of my ass and realized I had a comic book that Brian let me borrow, and I finished. I was halfway already through it, and then I finished it off. Very, very entertaining. Well, like from cause I remember where I left off. So from where I stood, great. I just hope it ends with hey, this continues in a different book, so I just got to continue the story with World War Hulk. But I guess you can show it off, Brian, because I forgot to pick it up at your house. Basically, the story is, if you guys seen Thor Ragnarok, the reason why Thor finds, all right. So you see in Thor Ragnarok in the MCU, you see Hulk in that planet, and you're like, oh, because he just flew there and crash landed. Well, the story in the comics for this era is that he gets.
How it actually happened.
I guess, yeah, how it actually happened. But there's multiverses, Randall.
How it actually
So
happened.
I
Okay.
don't know if this is what you're talking about. So imagine reading all that and you're like, wow, this is a great story. Can't wait for this to be in the MCU. Thor Ragnarok. See the trailer.
Like I was telling Randall, like, yes, it happened that way in MCU, but the only thing I can think of is that it's maybe different multiverse. Like it happened that way because it's different because multiverses are being introduced. But I think it's the same 616 Earth, so then I can't save it at that point. So he gets
Not
sent
with that
there.
attitude.
I mean, with any attitude, I can do any attitude, you know. So what are we talking about? Planet Hulk.
Yeah.
I just love just I if you were a train conductor, you'd just be like throwing on the brakes, trains like falling off the tracks, just taking out subway stations and bus stops.
Yeah, I'd be like,
And then Unbreakable starts.
yeah, dude. What am I talking about again? Planet Hulk. Sorry.
Planet Hulk. Jesus Christ.
So what actually happened is the Illuminati, which is the code name used for the smartest people on the planet, including Reed Richards, Tony Stark, Namor, Black Panther. Fuck, I'm forgetting one more, two more.
Strange.
Doctor Strange and someone else. I forgot who it is. I think Captain America inserted himself in there because he didn't want them going unchecked.
Sounds like Captain America.
Yeah, because he didn't want them to just start doing whatever the hell they wanted without Sir Righteous there. But I could be mistaken. They sent him off because he became a problem. And I think this is happening
you said
right.
Captain America off?
No, the Hulk. Into,
Took him in the ship and sent them to another planet.
Yeah.
which is
what was going on in the Civil War. They're like,
yeah,
we can't have him being here because this isn't going to escalate even more.
that's what I was gonna
Oh,
say.
I'm sorry. You're talking about Planet Hulk.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. I've seen that one. It didn't register that's what you had switched over to.
they have an animated version of it.
They have an animated movie.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
decent.
actually pretty good.
does it follow the comic?
It changes. It's not Silver Surfer. It's Beta Ray Bill.
Ah, okay. So yeah, he gets into this planet, just like you saw in Ragnarok, and he starts fighting in the arena, and he becomes a well-known fighter because it's the fucking Hulk. He smashes everything and whatever. Until I guess a revolution against the what the hell's his name? The Emperor, the Grand Emperor, Grandmaster.
I don't remember here.
Anyway,
I
yeah,
think
but the
that's
revolution happens. He becomes like the forefront guy, takes him out, and then I guess it's spoilers for Planet Hulk, but It's really old, so you should have read it by now. That guy that should have. So yeah, he becomes a ruler, and then he needs to learn how to live or become a ruler for a bit. He starts getting used to it, and then I guess this is the one thing I didn't like, Brian. This is the one shit. That fucking ship they sent him on was there the entire fucking time, and then now that he's fucking everything was good. Oh, by the way, we have a bomb now on there, so we're gonna explode it, and everything you love is dead. That you just worked the entire fucking book for is dead. So
Well,
we'll
the bomb
see.
wasn't there the whole time. It was rigged to explode after.
Well, how long has he been there after?
What do you mean?
Like it just so happens. It just I mean, the same thing that happens in all comic book shit. It's just a convenience. As soon as everything's fine, this thing triggers and explodes. I don't know why. I don't remember it saying why.
Because Meek rigs it to explode.
I thought they were just banging. He was banging the thing, the other alien. Meek was banging some other alien, and then the video of why he was sent there was playing, and then he brought it up to somebody.
He rigs it because the Hulk is becoming, like, he's settling down. He's being like a peaceful person, and he wants the old Hulk back.
I did not. I remember that frame. Or that thing that block. I was reading. I'm like, when did they conspire against it? It just explodes. So now he blames it. Obviously, he's still angry now that the Avengers did it because it's their ship and they said it exploded. So he thinks it's them. So I guess he's finding a way back to Earth, and that's how I guess when World War Hulk starts. So I'll continue the story there when I get to it. But yeah, I loved it. Art was fantastic. The writing was great. Seeing Hulk actually think things through from time to time. His what is it? Not love affair. Love interest. The love interest was really cool. Seeing Hulk actually have a relationship there was really dope. His Meek and Korg? No.
Mm-hmm.
Korg? Yeah.
Yeah.
Korg are not the comedic things you saw on Thor Ragnarok. These are like legit warriors. Meek was not just like a fucking little thing with little scissors. Like they were actually hardcore warriors, which was really cool. A bunch of politics happening in it, which I thought was entertaining for the Game of Thrones need I needed in me. I highly recommend reading it, even though I just spoiled most of it, but I'm looking forward to the World War Hulk. Fuck. I'm sweating like you have no idea, Randall. What I'm having in the chest is the Warriors in Fortnite now. I did not know that.
No, he means like in Endgame.
Oh,
Like
got it.
Fortnite. I think that's what he means. I could be wrong.
Hold on, let me do this real quick. Cool. What else can I cross off this thing? Last night I finished watching Little Woods. Damn, we have to cut some of this off because even Randall saw some stuff on there. All right, this will be my last one, and we'll go to Randall. Cause shit. Oh, Kelsey has something on there. We haven't spoken to you. So we'll go to you.
Had this.
Little Woods, starring the Valkyrie from Thor Ragnarok. That's a good segue, I guess. Tessa Thompson. And Baby Driver's girl, Lily James, I think it is. The girl who played Baby Driver's, or I guess Baby's girlfriend. Either way, it's a story about Tessa Thompson, Valkyrie. I'm going to call her Valkyrie. Her name's Ollie or something in the movie. She made a living getting narcotics and stuff from Canada because they live in a town, I think, called Little Woods, North Dakota. And she would smuggle in like medicine and shit from Canada for people who can't afford it in her town and sell it. I mean, not like by a lot, by a little bit. Like she was also doing it because she was keeping her mother alive while like she would go to Canada to get meds for her mother, but bring extra so she can sell and make money and survive and like live. Her mom passes away this is all before the movie starts. I guess I'm just giving you a backstory that the movie will tell you anyway. But the authorities find out that she's been doing this, so she has to lay low. She's on probation. And then she finds out something with her sister, which is Baby Driver's girlfriend, which is she plays the sister.
Baby's baby.
Yeah, Baby's baby. So some shit happens to her sister, so she gets pulled back in. You know what I'm saying?
Always
So
getting pulled back in.
getting pulled back in, and I'm not gonna spoil the rest of it, but yeah. So it's her trying to help her sister out. It's like one of those stories where it's like not like a huge end of the world thing. It's like a story of people's lives, if that makes sense. They're really good. Both of them are fantastic performances by Tessa and Lily. The guy who plays Lenny Bruce from Mrs. Maisel is in there. I forgot his name. I apologize. Johan in chat says, "Does the dog die?" No, since there's no dogs. I don't think I saw a dog in this movie. And if I did, I don't think I see it die. So no, there's no dogs dying. It's in there. It's short. It's like an hour and 40 comparison to these huge megalith comic book movies and shit. I highly recommend it. It's let me step down from highlight. If you have nothing on your backlog, like if there's nothing like, oh, what should I watch? Put it on. Great performance. It's not a hype action movie, but it's also not like a depressing movie. It's just great drama, and I'll stop there because shit, I still have other things to talk. I haven't even gotten to the albums this week. Kelsey, tell me about One Punch Man. Is season 2 over?
No, but
okay.
It's getting more and more interesting. I feel like they've slowed down a little bit with the last couple of episodes, but I'm super excited about it. He's entered a karate tournament, and they've started introducing some new characters.
Okay.
And I'm excited with where they're going because they're actually doing like more character development other than just him and Genos, which is great because you get to learn about some of the other heroes in the organization, and he's trying to better himself, which is really cool. Which I don't even know why he's I don't know like his whole thought process behind it because he's already like the strongest being to ever live.
Yeah,
but it's got a lot of the same comedy as the first season, and I'm super excited to see where they go.
But the season's not over yet, right?
No.
Okay.
No, I've just been watching the episodes as they come out.
Got it. I still have to start watching that too. We'll see when I get to it. I've been trying to get through a bunch of 2019 movies because it's kind of dry right now on my list of shit that I've watched this year. So, Batman vs. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. What a ride! All right, Randall, you got some stuff on here. The Upside. I thought about watching this. This is the you liked it?
It was really good.
Kevin Hart and
Bryan Cranston.
Bryan Cranston is immobile, I think. Like he has some sort of
quadriplegic.
Okay, quadriplegic, and Kevin Hart becomes like not a nanny. Is it a nanny for him?
It's called Life Auxiliary.
A life auxiliary, okay, for him, and I guess that's where the story kicks off is when they meet.
Yeah.
So
basically, I'm sorry. Basically, Kevin Hart's character, I think his name is Dell. He's an ex-convict, gets out of prison, has a kid. Has a baby mama, of course. Him and the baby mama have drama because he hasn't been there and he hasn't been basically handling his duties as a father. So they get into a heated argument or whatever. Kevin Hart is trying to be there, but he kind of like has his like attitude problem kinda. But anyway, so when you get out of prison, you have to find a job, and to prove that you're looking for work, you have to get a document signed. Every time you go look
to an interview or something, yeah.
So it shows him going through all these different jobs. He doesn't really care about actually getting the job.
He just wants to get the thing signed.
He just wants to get it signed because if he doesn't, then that can mean he has to go back to prison.
Right.
So he ends up going to the life auxiliary job that's being offered, but he thinks it's just like a janitor thing. He thinks it's like what's the term? Like a glorified janitor position. That's what he's thinking. So he walks into this high rise, and it's like all these people here for the interviews, and like some of the stuff that people are saying, because they know that this guy that they're working for is a billionaire, like he's like super rich, which is Bryan Cranston's character. So they're like saying all this different stuff, like, let me be the connection between your brain and your body. Whatever you think, I will do for you. Like people saying like the most ridiculous junk, man. So of course Kevin Hart doesn't care. All he cares about is getting the paper signed.
Yeah.
So he goes and he just at this point he busts in the room while somebody else is interviewing because he's like concerned that he has to go pick up his son from school.
Oh, so he has to get in and out. Right.
Yeah. So Bryan Cranston's character, is this spoiler?
I mean, is this happening like the first 10, 15 minutes or like what's going on?
What I've told you happened within probably the first 5 minutes.
Oh, then go for it. Yeah, that's.
But what I was getting ready to say is kind of
the end of it.
No, but it's what happened. I don't know what you want me to tell.
Oh, but how far along in the movie? Like, is it right still in the beginning?
It's
of the
right
movie?
after what I just said. So
then go. It's fine. It's right
all
there.
right. So basically,
Bryan
Cranston had an accident.
Yeah.
That turned him to a quadriplegic.
Yeah.
And he's at a point where he doesn't want to live anymore.
So he's like suicidal, or just super
he can't
depressed?
be suicidal because, well, I guess he can be suicidal, but he really can't because the only thing he can move is his neck and his head.
Okay.
All right, but like he doesn't want someone who's actually going to take care of him because that means that they will keep him alive.
Yeah.
So if he's like choking in the middle of the night, he specifically says he doesn't want anyone to go out of the ordinary to try to save him. He basically wants to die because his wife, spoiler, his wife is dead. It's linked to his situation.
Gotcha.
So he picks Kevin Hart. Now, what is her name? Nicole Kidman?
Yeah. Plays
an assistant.
I saw her in a trailer of Bryan Cranston.
She's the one that's doing the interviews. And she's like, we have all these more qualified people. Why are you picking him? And the reason why he's picking Kevin Hart is because he can tell that Kevin Hart doesn't give a crap.
Yeah.
So basically, if he's choking in the middle of the night, he thinks that Kevin Hart is going to drop the ball, not save him. He's going to die, and he gets what he wants.
Yeah.
But long story short, what ends up happening is they end up developing a bond because he no longer has the desire to live. Kevin Hart has finally got a gig that pays a lot of money, and now he can be the father and I'm gonna just say he can be the father that he wants to be.
Right.
So he is actively, in the beginning he's like reluctant, like on what to do. He has an attitude. He kind of doesn't care. But then they start developing a relationship, and he starts caring, and he starts getting better at his job. But it's funny because there's parts in the movie where like he has to do stuff
that he
doesn't want to do. Yep. Like he has to take the catheter, change the catheter.
Oh,
and he's like, and like Bryan Cranston's character at one point when he's doing it becomes erect. And he's like, look, man, you look. I'm not touching it until that goes back down. He's like, and Cranston's now like, because they have developed a bond. He's now making jokes with Kevin Hart's character. He's like, look, well, anything can set me off, man. Like, he's like, you know what? Even my ears turn. You hit, that's the spot, and I get going real quick. He's like, look, this is not going to go any further unless that goes back down. He's like over in the corner because he doesn't want to look at him while he's trying to change it or whatever. It's a really, really good movie, man. I really, really recommend it because it's serious when it needs to be. It's funny. It's very touching. They do an excellent job at acting. I mean, it's Bryan Cranston, so he's going to do a good job.
He's right after he did his masterful work, dude. I'm sure he still got some in him.
And then Nicole Kidman.
He was pretty amazing. And
here we go. If you say Malcolm in the Middle, get up and leave.
Nicole, I tried.
I thought he was gonna say like Godzilla or something.
He was good in Godzilla.
Right. He was in Godzilla.
Yeah, but he was in it.
I never seen Malcolm in the Middle, so to your defense, he probably did pretty well in that show. I heard he was funny. So
he is a parental role model. He tries his absolute best to do everything right, and his kids just shit all over his hopes and dreams,
Uh-huh.
and it's just absolutely hilarious.
I've never seen it, so I'll take it word for. I mean, it was like a renowned show. People loved it, so I'm assuming he did well on it.
I'm gonna send you my favorite clip from the show that describes like his whole character.
Got it. While you're doing that, we'll move on. Unless you have something else to add for the upside.
Nah, like I said, it's a good movie. Great acting, lots of humor, really good humor. It's serious when it needs to be. A lot of good plot points. I mean, I can't really talk that much more. I definitely think that people should watch it.
Okay. But what do men want, Randall?
I can't.
Is this the remake?
Yes.
Or is this the opposite side?
Yeah.
Of what
The
women
Mel
want?
Gibson.
This is opposite of the Mel Gibson one. When I saw this trailer, I'm like, no.
So the reason why I watched this movie is because I like sorority, and I don't know. I just want.
You were curious. That's it. That's fine.
It was just like I went through the list of the highest ranked movies in comedy, and that was near the top. So I was like, okay, sure, why not? Of recent movies,
right.
So I watched it, and it's pretty much like the female version of the Mel Gibson version.
Yeah. The what women want.
She's a sports agent, and most of her colleagues are men.
Okay.
And she's supposed to be up for
a promotion,
but she doesn't get the promotion.
Mm-hmm.
And then it ends up with her in some sort of spiral downhill, like depression, and she ends up going out with her girlfriends, and she meets Erykah Badu, who's a character, and she's supposed to be like a
don't tell me she's like a witch or something.
Not a witch, but it's funny because it's like she's supposed to be the person who reads the cards,
the fortune teller,
like that, but she's fake. She knows she's fake, but it's weird because it's like she's trying to come off like she's real, but when she's actually talking to them, she knows that she's fake, and the person that's listening to her knows that she's fake, but she's saying junk that's like, how the heck do you know that? But I know that you're fake. It's weird.
It's probably talking in generality. That's one of the key tricks when you're doing fortune telling is like you speak in general thing, and then once you catch a hook and they're like, oh my god, how'd you know that? You start zoning in on that.
So she ends up drinking this tea that Erykah Badu character gives her, and she goes out on a night with her girlfriends. She ends up getting hit in the head. No, she ends up getting pushed, and her head hits the counter on a bar. She wakes up the next day. She can hear men's thoughts.
Oh, wow. Okay.
She goes back to Erykah Badu's character and is like, what did you put in that tea? And I don't want to hear this anymore because now I can hear every man's thoughts and this is disgusting and blah, blah, blah. I don't want to hear this anymore. Could you basically undo what you did?
Yeah.
Erykah Badu's character's like, I didn't do anything. I just gave you some tea from like Africa and it was laced with some weed and some junk like that. And she's like, what? So basically, she's still freaking out because like now she's stuck with this thing.
Yeah.
And then Erykah Badu tells us like, look, you were complaining last night about how something about men taking advantage, or I can't remember exactly what it was, but basically she tells her to use this as an advantage to advance her career or whatever. So that's what she does. But of course, you have the high when she starts to use it and she starts to get ahead, and then something bad happens, and then she has to
try to fix the bad stuff,
redeem herself in the process.
So it's a little bit of some tropes there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I mean, I wouldn't say that I highly recommend it. It's just like one of those. If you ain't got nothing else to watch, sure, why not? But it's not like a put in your log type movie.
Gotcha. That would be the same thing for the Little Woods, I guess. It was good, but I don't know if anyone's like rushing to see it. Woo, guys! What an episode. What do you guys think? It's been a great episode, huh?
I don't know. I wasn't here for half of it.
When does it? I mean, that's true. We have a topic here. Do we have anything else, Randall? Oh, Kevin Hart, you still got one. And we'll answer the topic that was added. I've completely
All I
forgot
would
to
say
go check.
about Irresponsible is that I feel like Kevin Hart's standards are getting progressively. I'm not gonna say.
Okay, don't say worse. I think I know what you're saying. It got to the point. It got to the point of diminishing returns.
When you say that, what exactly do you mean?
Like it's like when you're going on a quest or something for a certain amount of gold or something, right? Mm-hmm. But then you do the same quest and it gives you a little bit less gold than normal. Exactly, and you're like you keep going back. You get to the point where it's not even worth doing the quest anymore because the amount of gold it gives you is too low.
Like his jokes aren't nearly as funny as they used to be. When I watched this, and this is going to sum up exactly how I felt about watching it.
Okay.
I feel like Kevin Hart. I still feel Kevin Hart is a very funny person.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
That's fair.
But I feel like Kevin Hart's stand-ups are about him telling jokes that are meant to be funny rather than him being funny. If that makes sense.
So him naturally being funny.
Yeah. Before he used to just be naturally funny. It was like, you know how like you tell a story to somebody or you say an experience and then everyone laughs? Uh-huh. I mean, in the back of your mind, you probably figure like, oh, this might be kind of funny, but that's not really your biggest intention. Like your point is to tell a story.
Yeah.
I think that's old Kevin. Kevin now is like, let me say this because this is a joke. Uh-huh. It's clearly a joke. Uh-huh. I'm a set it up. Uh-huh. Here's the punchline, and here's the ridiculousness. Uh-huh. Joke, laugh.
So it's not like his old ways of just telling a story and having funny bits in it.
No, he does that, but the way he tells it is like he tells it is as if his family is at home, set up with a script and say, "You say this." You do this. This is going to be funny. Okay. And on my next sitcom, stand-up, I'm going to tell everybody about this, and this is going to be funny, and then people are going to laugh because of Kevin Hart.
Okay.
I'm not saying that he's not funny. I still think Kevin Hart is one of probably the best comedians out there. Okay. But I just think that he is... I don't feel like, when I watch his stand-ups, I don't feel like he's hungry anymore.
You think he's kind of gotten complacent?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think somebody else needs to come out and push his junk in and let him know that...
Well, not push... Well, Randall, relax. Just show competition. You don't have to push anyone's junk in. Like, do you mean someone else is rising too?
I mean, that's what I mean figuratively.
Okay.
I'm not talking about literally go,
fight him or something.
Yeah, no. I'm saying, like, he needs a threat. Uh-huh. Right now, he doesn't really have a threat. So he can... It's almost like he's like the monopoly of comedy. Because there's really... no bigger comedian doing stand-up right now other than Kevin Hart. So now he gets
on it.
Well, I think there's bigger comedians doing stand-up. It's just that Kevin has multiple lanes. You see him in TV shows. You see him in movies. He's in other things. YouTube has his own show. He's just doing a lot of other things. That's why he seems like the overarching comedian. But I think there's other funnier people. Not funnier. There are other funny people as well. haven't seen a lot of stand-up that much, so I can't compare. It's been a while since I've seen stand-up, so...
I think he just means like the biggest, kind of like he's the pop star comedian.
Yeah.
He's like extremely mainstream.
I see what you mean. Yeah, okay, yeah, I can agree with that.
And to give you an example of what I'm trying to convey is basically if you go to Rotten Tomatoes and you see the critics rating, you know what they gave him?
What?
100.
100 on this special?
Yeah. You know what the people gave him?
50.
A 34.
Woo.
And I looked at that. I just looked at that today, and I watched the stand up on Saturday. I think it was.
Did that just come out?
I don't know. I know it's his most recent, obviously, but I don't know how recent it came out.
Yeah, something fishy going on there, dude. Damn, Kevin.
It's like when I want to watch his stuff that's really funny, I go watch his old stuff.
Well, I even watch when I get a chance, I watch his What the Fit thing on YouTube. Like some of his guests are funny on there. Like it's a pretty funny show. If they're doing weird exercise stuff, like Bill Hader was on there, it was hilarious.
I feel like he's just trying too hard at this point. Like
he does a lot of stuff,
but he's not like being himself. He's like, like Randall was saying, he was like kind of forcing the jokes where he's like trying to tell a joke that's supposed to be funny instead of just being funny. He's not being Kevin Hart. He's being Kevin Hart who tells jokes.
I understand what you're saying. I haven't seen his stand-up since...
I wouldn't even recommend it, bro.
No, but I mean, I haven't seen his stuff since, I think, What Now, I think it is? No. What was it called? The one after... I don't remember the name.
What Now is one.
Third one?
It might have been his third one, right? Because I think I was like his first three, and I'm like, yo, this guy's got it. And then I stopped watching stand up because I just stopped watching stand up in general. Like I just fell off, so I don't know the scene that well. Recently, I did see Anthony Jeselnik, and that guy's fucking hilarious. He's right up your alley, Ryan.
Mine.
Like it's just dark jokes that it shouldn't be said, and it's really funny. And Kelsey too. I don't know if you've seen Jeselnik. Like that.
He's pretty good.
It's our type of dark humor. Like it's really funny.
I know the name. I just can't put a face to it.
I never knew his face until I saw the. I heard the name a lot, but I never saw his face, and I saw his stand up a while back. All right, we're almost hitting a 2 hour here. Let me delegate here. Brian already talked about all his stuff besides DJ Khaled. I guess next week we'll do. Well, I guess we'll cut off here and we'll continue stuff next week because I still have the music stuff for this week, and I think that's all you have left, right?
And then
Khaled?
the progress report, but
Oh, I'm sorry.
that's about it.
Go for it. This will probably
none
quick.
of it's okay. Progress report. I tried the Metal Revolution closed beta. It's indie fighting game you play as robots. It's supposed to appeal to people who aren't really like fighting game players, so it's very dumbed down. My complaint is it's too dumbed down.
Whoa, does that say dumbed down, right? It was just more accessible.
It's a more simplified approach to a fighting game.
There we go.
Too simple, in my opinion.
Johan says, "Can I drop my review?"
I mean, he played it too. We played online, and then I played against some other guy that came into my stream. I like the idea. It's just not Rising Thunder. I think if you're gonna simplify a fighting game, it should be like that, where it's simple but there's still depth. Here, it just feels like you basically everyone has an auto combo, and then sometimes you get throw in a move and then you repeat. I learned the game as soon as it loaded up. Yeah.
What does that mean? How do you learn the game as soon as it loads up?
It's that like not dumbed down. It's that simplified.
That's beyond me. That's stuff that I'll get bored doing. Like I like hitting square in Dragon Ball, but it's flashy and it's still fun. So this is too simple to the point it's not even fun.
It's not. No.
Oh man, that's unfortunate.
I only have it installed hoping because they asked for people to put in reviews who tried the beta. So I told them there's not much depth. They try to combine Street Fighter with Killer Instinct in the sense that you do the combo breaker stuff, but it works as like a parry system and your meter is what's used to block. So when you're blocking, parts of your meter comes off, but you also use a meter for like EX and I see what they're trying to do to make it complex, but it's just a bunch of features together and it's too simple.
So what happens
so far now?
So what happens when you okay, hold on.
If you have no more meter and you block, your guard breaks.
Like Street Fighter Alpha?
No, but that's your meter too. So,
but it's also your meter to do like supers and stuff like that.
So what if you wanted to? Okay, that's weird because if you're playing defensively, you'd be like, "Oh, I'm gonna hold on to my meter and I can wait for an opening to do something with my meter." But
he's saying there is no defensive. If you play defensive,
you die.
Have meter to do
anything. So you just have to keep hitting buttons.
You have to play as if it's Killer Instinct and do the parry. Like read your opponent when they're gonna do something, you parry it so that I think you get more meter if you successfully do it. And it leaves them stunned so that you can do whatever. You spam the button and it does a combo for you.
That's unfortunate. It looked cool when I saw the trailer.
Like I was hoping for much more. It honestly made me want to just reinstall Rising Thunder.
I feel you. I can understand that. But are you able to fight on Mont Blanc?
Yeah, I installed Steep because it was free, so I claimed it and I streamed a bit of it.
Yeah.
If someone doesn't like driving games, they could listen to the song that you play when you're playing Forza while playing Steep.
What do you mean the song that I play? You talking about Sunflower, dude?
They could
song of the year, dude?
Just do all the silly shit and just roam and do tricks while listening to Sunflower.
So it's like a free roam snowboarding game or ice sport or a winter sports game?
With missions, and you level up to do other missions and you can put on clothes.
I knew I was waiting for him to mention. Oh, so I spent 3 hours checking out fucking jackets.
Every time I got something, I put it on and see if I liked it.
Okay, I appreciate you like the customization. How does it how doing tricks and stuff? Is it comfortable to do? Is it easy to do? Like, is it accessible?
The tricks is simple.
Okay.
Doing tricks is simple. On controller, I didn't try it on keyboard and mouse. It's still the controls still feel kind of wonky,
Oh, okay.
but not necessarily the trick aspect to it. It's just the quality of life, being able to do stuff. If you're in movement
Uh-huh.
on like whatever thing you're on, the right stick doesn't let you move the camera around because that's used for tricks. So you have to stop completely, and then you can look
turn
around.
Oh, that's weird. Johan in the chat says, "I main Inari." Is that a character from the Metal Revolution?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
There's a character, if you ever want to play it, maybe if they add more depth to it, there's a character that's literally Adon.
Oh, really?
That's what I was playing as him, and there's a guy that's a football player robot that is a grappler.
Okay.
I was playing as them too.
I'll play the Adon guy.
His name is like Trishula or something
Of
like
course,
that.
it'd be some fucking shit I can't even pronounce.
It's literally just me roundhousing people to break their guard, and then I do the simple, really small combo, and then I roundhouse them until I break their guard, and that was it.
Oh, okay.
Roundhouse.
Go back.
And it's not
Roadhouse.
even like you have like a... You can't really play footsies in that game. It just feels so wrong, because you have... The inputs are kind of like Smash Bros, where you have two buttons. You have a special button and like an attack button.
Mm-hmm.
But there's no forward attack. Like with the thing, you just have basically neutral attack, down or up. So you don't have like a reach forward kind of tool, because I think down and attack blocks. So in reality, you have...
But then
Up.
they don't have. Okay, hold on. They don't have neutrals that pushes like animations that move forward.
Some characters do, yeah, but it's like hilariously telegraphed.
Oh, then nah. I think I might pass on this.
I wanted it to be better, but I don't know. It had robots.
Because I want characters when I hit a button and I'm already half screen. You know what I'm saying?
What the heck?
I don't know. It's making me really miss
Rising Thunder. Put the money on the table.
Just zoning people with my mix-ups.
That was my first
I think that's-
grappler, Randall. That was my first grappler main. Put the money on the table.
That game just did it so well. Like, it's simple, still depth, and if it felt like a full fighting game for free. I don't know. I think that's why I started playing Dragon Ball and have the best sell on this podcast, because I was like, I'm just missing an actual fighting game.
So you gotta make that content, guys. That first attempt needs to happen. Speaking of content, dude, season 17 of Diablo, man. I haven't played Diablo in so long.
Yeah. It's been a while for me too.
So what are you thinking? Did you like it? You liking the new season? Does it add anything?
It's the same shit.
Okay. Because me and Brian used to play. I think we used to play like after a couple of seasons. Like we went to like season 7, 8, and 9, and they would add small things, but they would add more stuff for the end game, the portal, the rifts. Yeah. So they added stuff for that, and after a while we were like, no, we're done here. So is this just that?
They've made some balance changes. A lot more. So they added something. You guys know what ancients versions of the items are?
Yep.
Okay, so they added primal ancient, which
no.
are perfects. Like basically, if a primal ancient drops, the stats are perfect.
They're the highest available.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, and I think they're even higher than what a normal ancient would be.
Oh, okay.
But I've only found one, and I don't know. It was an item that I will never use, have never used, and I don't know. I don't have anything to compare it with. But you know, they changed around some of the way that the gear works. They're doing community events, and there's something else.
No, you don't.
I don't remember. I bought the Necro Pack, and what was that?
It wasn't towards you, Cassie. My bad.
He read the chat, and someone said they mained Parasol and Skullgirls, and he said, no, they don't. Go for it. Sorry.
No, you're fine.
They added,
like they made leveling a lot easier. Like I've only been playing a couple of hours, and you know I've gotten up to Paragon 475 or something.
Did they change anything on the Paragons, or is it still you add a point to one of the 4 categories?
That's it.
Okay.
I mean, you still have the 4 categories, and then once you hit Paragon 800.
Mm-hmm.
After that, you only get Paragon points for your whatever your main two stats are. Like for monks, it's dexterity and vitality.
Okay.
Crusaders, it's strength and vitality. So it's always vitality and then whatever the
main
dex,
is.
strength, or int. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
Finish the seasonal reward stuff for the most part pretty quickly.
Ran through a shit like cake, dude. You're like, I was
like,
born in this, dude. Diablo 1 and 2, I breathe this. This is nothing.
Yeah. But they've made, like, the greater rifts are fun. The rifting is fun, but that's literally all you do. Like, you literally get into the game
and you
run rifts. You hit 70. You start running greater rifts after you run more regular rifts to get greater rift keys. And then
that's the
you
loop.
Run greater rifts.
Yeah, that's that's the wall. Me and Brian and I think E-Man was playing with us too.
Yeah,
sometimes. And Javi, it was Javi, and that's what the wall we got to. We're like, okay, we're just doing rifts here. Like, there's nothing else added.
The only thing that would have kept me playing is if the fucking Necromancer wasn't paid DLC.
Oh, that's right.
Because I was like, oh,
the Necromancer's not even that good.
Yeah, but I want to summon goons.
You don't get to, though. Like, that's the thing. Like, so there are let's see. So you can have a passive ability for skeletons where 7 skeletons automatically summon over every second or something over a period of time, and then you can tell them you can like target something and press their active button and they'll like charge at them, and you can make a golem that will just automatically summon, and it will change form depending on what its passive rune is or active rune is. And same thing, you can have it activate and do something, and then you can summon a skeletal mage that'll last for like 6 seconds to walk around and shoot stuff. It's not a necromancer class. Like it does it, at least not in the sense that it was in Diablo 2, where you could have like a fucking army of
enemies. Yeah.
Maybe it's like Witch Doctor, where there's like a set that lets you just have everything out at once or something.
The Witch Doctor has more creatures than Necromancer does.
That's weird.
Like, they focus a lot more of it is focused on the Necromancer, like doing stuff with corpses.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, when things die, one of their main skills that a lot of the builds are focused around is called crap.
That's a weird name for it. Okay.
Yeah, I'd have to look it up real quick. Hang on. Because I have to know. Corpse Lance.
Okay.
And what it is like if there's a corpse nearby, you can use Corpse Lance, and then it pulls the bones out of the corpse and stabs the creature. And you can get a set or use a skill that allows you to use corpse skills without having corpses around, which is super powerful for like killing bigger enemies. But it's just not a necro class, like it is in Diablo 2. It's focused more on like bone spear and doing firing stuff than it is just summoning an army of things to just be like, go kill my minions.
Mm-hmm.
So it's still like zoning and stuff?
No, I don't even know that they have like bone wall or anything. I don't think so.
That's a weird class name. Why would you call it a necromancer then?
Because they be dead.
Okay. I tell you, he did. So for the people who already hit the wall, there's not really anything to bring them back. Like, you wouldn't recommend us to go back and play this season?
I mean, unless you just want the seasonal rewards. No,
nah, I'm good on that. I just wanted, if actually anything mechanically different, like or a new loop or a new like thing to put in my veins,
No, I mean
Nah,
I don't think so. I've played for a couple of hours and I'm already kind of bored of it.
okay.
Like, at least PoE, you can, there's more of a challenge to like get through the different maps. Like you have to really like try to get through them, but it's the same kind of principal concept of you grind to get gear, to grind to get gear,
Yeah.
to grind to get gear.
We might have a new fix. in July if you're gonna get the game, Anthony, because Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 is just
Yes, that's
Marvel
true.
Diablo.
It's Marvel Diablo, pretty much. I can't wait.
Comes out July 19th, so
I might end up getting it because Marvel. I played the first one, I think, to the completion. I don't think I played the second one to completion.
I remember Kelsey let me borrow the second one, but on like PS2, and it just looks so ugly. I got out on the tutorial mission.
Yeah, that's definitely something to look out.
Wasn't that on Xbox at one point?
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to play
It was-
with a bunch of friends, and of course I was the surfer.
Did you like it? Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, because I used to shoot people and they would explode on impact.
You ruthless. You're just like no, we can't spoil it.
What made me sad is like after they re-released it on like 360, and then they put DLC, and then you can play as the villains, which was Venom was one of them. So I was like, gonna just give me a free copy. I can play as Venom or what?
Right. Okay. I guess we'll end it with just a topic. Okay. Why the name? You guys can just put in your fucking names.
I don't know who that was.
Okay, so sent in by Cuck Queen. Do you guys think that's
I think you should spend time.
Just
trying
let
to
it
figure
out.
Who actually wrote
Oh,
I don't have
man.
time for that. Do you guys think that streaming and pro gaming has affected the gaming industry negatively or positively? I don't know about pro gaming, so I don't really watch a lot of pro gaming. The only pro gaming I watch is maybe some FPS games or fighting games that, like if Evo's coming up or something. So I can't really speak on that. But as for streaming, I think it's mostly positive, but it has its negatives. And I think the one main negative for me is the mob mentality.
The mob?
Yes. So like when someone gets attacked on the internet, especially a live stream, if someone like chat can be very, very toxic, very poisoning, very negative towards the viewer, like to the point where people have to set it to only subscribers. So if you wanted to chat, you have to pay them, and if that's the case, people don't stay on your channel for long. Like,
Well, I mean, most of the time, if it's at that point, that's usually like
bigger streamers usually, but
yeah, that's the bigger streamers.
But even
One
if
of the
you,
problems I've seen with the like the pro stuff is that, or just like streaming in general, is that you get streamers who do nothing but complain about the game, and then it's the mob mentality where they're like, where all of their followers are like, yeah, this game sucks, and
Yeah.
it's like,
and then that leeches onto other platforms like social medias. Oh yeah, this game sucks. I've been watching, and that's the keyword. I've been watching X person play or watching this person do this, and then casting a judgment on the game without even playing it. Even if the guy's having fun and he's like, "Nah, this looks boring for me." That I think is a negative. Like, yeah, you're engaging with the streamer, but you're not gonna give a game a chance because someone else did something you weren't playing, but you
Yeah.
off of watching someone. You're like, that's it. I'm good. This confirms whatever you needed to confirm, and you're not gonna play it instead of actually getting the game in your hands. On the positive, a lot more positives. Interactive with communities, just entertainment. The funniest shit moments that happen on here. Randall, you have there's a clip on here that's been watched 1,000 times of you, and this because of streaming. The cocked one, Randall. Like that shit's hilarious. Look, he's laughing. Everyone knows exactly what it is as soon as I said it. Like
I wish
that.
I had the time, Jim.
Why? It's good content. That's what I'm saying. Streaming allows for that kind of content, especially in games. Like people will associate great funny moments in games and then want to buy it so they can recreate it with their friends or or just make their own funny moments for content. Like nowadays, YouTube's, Twitch stuff, how can we make content? So if they see someone else having fun, they're like, oh, maybe we can have fun with that and make it into content. It's for the positive. I think it's a place to hang out now. Like Twitch and stuff are like, oh, we can go watch said person and just watch them do silly shit. Game awards now are everything's streamed through like Twitch and YouTube, and like it's caused more awareness. Like it's more popular now. It's the same way hip hop is the pop selection now. Like if you go to the top 40s, a lot of it's hip hop. The same way now. What's the entertainment industry? It's slowly becoming just mostly gaming, and that's without even touching the pro gaming side. because the amount of money that like recently wasn't there a Rainbow Six tournament this weekend? What was the pot on that? Does anybody know?
I think it's in the hundreds, thousands.
And that's an FPS game. Like before, it was just the MOBA games like Dota and League making a lot of money. Like the international, I think it's going on right now, right? If I'm not mistaken, or maybe the Impendium or some shit. That it's called the international, and it's for MOBAs. That makes millions of dollars for Valve, and then the prize pool for the people playing is ridiculous. That itself, if you put cash in front of somebody, dangle cash in front of someone, whether it's gaming, playing basketball, football, construction work, like that's incentive. Oh, I can do this. I can make a living off of it. I can, and they might enjoy doing it. I mean, granted, the stresses of being professional comes with it. Like that's something you have to live with, but that's the law of the land. But if you already play the game or something like that, and you can just find a crew and get in there and earn that cash and make a living, that's more incentive for people to play. They'll start talking about it. Like their friends and family will know about it. There'll be more support. Look at L.I. Joe. Made it to the greatest of fighting game tournament. He was America's last person there. He made it to the top 8. His dad was there supporting. His dad hit headlines. And all he was doing was supporting his kid. Like, in terms of positive, there is negatives, but the positive by a mile outweigh the negatives, in my opinion. But I don't know, you guys can chime in on what do you guys think. Unless I already said everything, like Randall, Kelsey, one of you guys.
I always let somebody else speak because I usually interrupt people and yeah.
I'm sorry, Randall.
I'm waiting for everybody else to speak, so that way no one has anything to interrupt me with. That's usually my plan.
I probably will. I'll probably still interrupt. I hate I'd rather do it in person. The online stuff, there's lag and latency, and I don't know when you're about to stop speaking. And go ahead, Randall.
I don't have anything.
You have nothing to add to it?
No, I mean other than the whole career thing, I think that's one of the biggest benefits. Especially
nowadays, yeah. Like it's not easy. It's not more likely either. I mean,
the fact that it's an option is a wonderful thing.
Yes, because before the streaming thing, like making money off of games, you had to make the games. Now you can make a living playing it and showing other people that you play it. Like that's and being. I mean, you don't have to be good at the game either, because there's.
And people can't make they can't make fun. How can I say this? They can't make fun of you and it be legit. Like years ago, you used to be like, "Oh, you play games for a living, or you play games all the time." Now you got people who make thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars in a month, more than people who work regular full-time jobs.
Yeah, it's internet. It's internet. Being an internet celebrity. It's not as big as you're Brad Pitt, but like you'll have a following. You'll become an influencer after a while. Like I guess and another pro. Sorry, I'm gonna cut you off again. The game developers get instant like, oh, is this game good? If people are enjoying it, like they can see what's happening in their games, like for analysis, to how people think when they're playing it. I mean, granted that's the negative of that is they'll release unreleased games like Anthem and shit, and then watch us debug it for them. But
that's me agreeing with you. Yeah,
but
I was gonna say that this is like a downside because developers have that ability to do that. You get these half-made games, and then
they'll fix it as they see us fucking.
But here's the
breaking
problem.
It.
You might have to pay for a newer version.
Yeah. Destiny. Right on par, dude. That's how you look up. I'm like, he's got to say Destiny. There's no other game that's a major offender.
I mean, that's definitely one of the worst ones. Well, that one and Fallout didn't release a bunch of DLC.
Everything's free for Fallout 76. They were like, no, we're not charging anything for what happened. They've been adding apparently they've been adding a lot of content and fixing stuff. I haven't bought it, so.
Yeah, but I mean they've already ruined the game.
They don't have the momentum for that. Anyway, we're getting off topic. So, do you guys have anything to add? What do you guys think? Maybe the pro gaming side, Brian. You watch more fighting game tournaments than I do, so I
mean, it just gives everybody
before Brian goes. I have a question that I want to actually ask Brian.
The one thing Brian said, everybody goes so no one interrupts Randall's time.
But this question is directed towards him, so technically it's not a bad interrupt.
Yes,
I think what did he say? What did he say?
He said, yes, I'm the best sell here.
Okay. Anyway, I think I've asked you this question before.
What the hell?
But I'm going to ask it again. What the heck is that?
I don't know. He says my eyeglass prescription. We're getting off topic.
I think I've asked you this question before, but I'm going to ask you again because I think it's been a while since I asked you this. But I know that your main passion is music, but have you still not considered being a professional gamer?
It takes too many resources that I don't currently have. One, with the games that I play, less now than before. They're like online tournaments now, but for the major ones that actually give you more than $7, you have to actually go there.
Yeah.
You have to actually have like people to train with, and the games that I play, literally no one here plays. So it's just me and online with just learning through lag and bad habits. So I don't really have the necessary tools to do anything with it.
Like the only place that I can think of off the top of my head you can go to is the Player One bar we went to, and hopefully you'll run into people who know how to play there, and then like CEO to qualify. Yeah. And maybe you can look up somewhere. There might be some like meetups and stuff for fighting game stuff though.
I mean, yeah, but also like if you're the only person that plays said games, after a while you get burnt out because let me just go online or training mode. So my only options online and training mode, gimmicks online and training mode. You get burnt out, and then things are more entertaining to improve on, like in terms of games, when there's company to do it with, if that makes sense.
I don't know if it's the same parallel, but it's like it helps people like if they want to get fit. It's great to bring a gym partner to go with you and like lift with you and stuff because you got somebody there. Actually, to Kelsey's point earlier, when he was fixing his car, having like Shannon being there, just giving him stuff to like pass the blue thing, it helps.
Especially since I have no business playing shooters, so that's out of it. MOBAs I get if I cared, but I just play those recreationally. That's too much stress and bullshit to deal with. It would never be team games for me because then I have somebody else that could potentially be the reason I lose. So it'd have to be like a fighting game. Marvel 3's dead. Marvel Infinite's dead. Skullgirls barely exists.
Yeah, that's
unfortunately. All I really have is Street Fighter's not a thing, and I paid $30 for a character and it still didn't bring me back. So the only thing left is Dragon Ball, and again, nobody plays it, so I don't have like a training partner. I don't have any of that, just online. And there's only so much online and just bullshit you have to deal with online that you don't really get better, you just learn bad habits.
Like his cell can't get past my square barrage. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you can fight my cell, dude.
I'll show you my 16, dude. Put the money on the table. I don't have a 16, Randall. Anyway, but I guess that's about it. Kelsey, you want anything to chime in on the subject?
I mean, I feel like the positives kind of outweigh the negatives, but I feel like there is I said that before, that there's a lot of influence. Like look at Ninja, he has a ton of pull with whatever it is that he's doing. Like he had, at one point like 500,000 people watching him at any given point in time. That's a lot of people that he can convince to do whatever, Yeah,
especially if they take his advice to heart.
Yeah, and the community can become very toxic very quick with having that many people be someone that listens to him.
Because you become more than an influencer, you become a role model. Because they are like kids watching, and I see what you mean.
Yeah, I mean, because like if you think about how many, like, look at the average number of people that play, certain games. Usually, it's between like 500,000 and 2 million people on a single game at any given point in time. Like if you look at the averages across the board, He literally is the average with the viewers that he had. I don't think he's got that many anymore, but I mean, he could sway people to like literally destroy a game over, oh, there's a glitch, we're not playing this shit anymore. Like,
and that's all it takes. Like if he's like, oh, let me try out this new game, and there's something he just doesn't like, he can get out of it, and I'm not saying he does that because I don't really watch him that frequently, but they have the power now, so that can be a positive and a negative for developers, for the game itself. Go ahead, Brian.
The other negative is kind of what he's saying, but I guess in terms of games where you pick characters, so I guess like Siege or like fighting games themselves, watching, I guess, high up players play certain teams or certain characters, it makes it kind of the norm to the point where that's all you see because they have success with the teams, so people emulate it.
Mm-hmm.
To the point where it makes people not want to play anymore because they're just tired of seeing the same person over and over again.
Because so many people have access to that sort of play style, they'll just mimic it. Especially if it gets like who was it? Was it the Nash? Was it Nash in Street Fighter V that we went to see and everyone was playing? Everybody playing with one character because it was Mika. It was Mika.
It was Nash and it was Mika then like when the game came out.
Yeah, and it's because Infiltration was playing Nash, and I think what's his name was playing Mika.
Dew and Fudo
were playing Mika, and that's all when me and Brian at rare times do the online thing where we pass the controller. Mm-hmm. Nash, Mika, Matt. If we got someone that's not that, we're like, oh shit, we either gonna get fucking bodied because this guy knows his character really well, or this guy just started.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't you see that in every game? People. That's why I hate.
Johan means but not.
That's a negative to the pro gaming thing because a lot of them make their own content on like YouTube or whatever, and when the game comes out, they race to make a tier list, and now these people are like sheep and look at it immediately, and they already have like a
false sense of
like don't bother playing these characters because this guy played it for negative hours and he says that these are the best, so why would I bother? And then it just limits what you see. You don't get to like experience the whole all the content in the game, and then you just have people complaining or just stop playing it because they don't want to see Bardock in every fucking team level 3 all the time.
Yeah, that is a problem with the pro scene.
That's why
I mean, look at League of Legends. There's like,
isn't there like 80 characters?
There's 100. There's like 120.
Holy shit!
Probably more than that now. But during Worlds and things, and the LCS games, it's literally like a rotation of about 20 characters.
Wow.
You know, because that's
unfortunate.
Like I think it's gotten better this last league or this last season because they made a bunch of balance changes where people can kind of play whoever they want and still do well. But like there were times where it was like League of Tanks or League of Assassins, or there were like 8 characters that everybody played, and then other people just kind of filled in slots with whatever they were comfortable with. But it literally was just like every game, the same 6 or 10 bands, and then the same rotation of those 20, that weren't banned.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's it. And it's like, oh look, another Anivia. Oh look, another Malzahar. And it's literally the same 2 carries, Sever versus Vayne or something, and then that's it. And it's like, Jesus Christ. And then you play locally and everybody's playing just that rotation of 20 characters, and it's really annoying.
Johan came in with the facts. 143 champions.
143. Jesus.
That's ridiculous. Can you imagine?
And only 20 of them is in a rotation constantly.
Yeah, that pro people pick. That's unfortunate because that negates the work that the people are making these characters for. What's the point then? I guess for the casuals, but
that's partially on the people who are making balance changes because they're like, so we noticed that so and so was really weak, so we buffed Rise because the owner of the company plays Rise.
They said that?
No, that's basically what happens.
Oh, okay. What?
It's kind of like in World of Warcraft. We noticed that Death Knights weren't very powerful, and that Frost Mages were a little overpowered. So we buffed Frost Mages, and the whole community's like, what?
They did Travolta, the Travolta meme?
Yeah.
And a lot of times it's also like, since these people are only being played, no one's putting the time into other characters, so nobody really knows who's good and who's not, because nobody tried Tim over here. They're just playing Billy the entire time. Like, you know how every year there's the co-op cup for Third Strike in Japan, where they do that? the tier list for that game is still changing, and that game's like 20 something years old because everybody's actually playing everybody else, learning the matchups instead of just, hey, Yoon, he's pretty brain dead. I'll just learn him and not play anybody else.
And then the other thing, like to Brian's point, people just play the ones that they see the pros playing,
Mm-hmm.
and that may not be the best person for them. Like most of the time when I was watching the pros, I was not very good at any of the champions that they were playing in jungle. I was way more comfortable playing champions that were more suited to my play style, and did a hell of a lot better on those.
Mm-hmm.
Now that doesn't mean that I couldn't have put in the time and effort to learn the other champions and eventually get good, and some of them I did. But if I really wanted to play a game where I was going to be able to get in there and kick some ass, I'd play champions that had nothing to do with the pros, and then just get flamed for it by my own team, being like, if I made like any sort of mistake, it's like, it's because you're playing Vi, she sucks, you should have played Nautilus or something. Of course, I played Nautilus too, who was one of my favorites, but that's not the point.
Yeah, that's not what we're talking about here, right? We can omit that.
It doesn't help if they just emulate what they.
Oh my bad.
It doesn't help.
Go ahead.
And he flies away.
It doesn't help that because they're emulating what they see. A lot of these games, they have multiple characters. That they do that so you can put your own spin to the character. So when someone sees you playing them, oh, that's Brian playing because he's just reading everybody. When you just emulate somebody you see playing, it's just like a copy and paste. There's no like, you lose a big aspect of those games. Which is my issue with Street Fighter V, because even if there's no way to tell who's playing the same character. Games like that force you to play a certain way, so it's kind of the same. It's just as harmful when a game is that one-dimensional as it is when people are one-dimensional and only do what they see.
And I guess to end the topic here, the last negative, now that's pretty even now. I thought the positives outweigh the negatives, but it seems like they're catching up here. For streaming anyway, Twitch has made games the top 40 of what's currently popular in games. So as you can see, Fortnite's still popping, which means the player base is high as shit. The lower it gets on Twitch or YouTube or Mixer or stuff, the more the appearance of the game being dead, or the game no one wants to play the game or watch the game. So we should not, because of money. It's like, oh, no one's watching this, we got to switch to a game that people are actually watching on Twitch, because that leads to subscriptions, to donations and stuff, and that's free advertisement for the developer. So like, let's say like Rage 2 came out recently. Can someone let me look up where Rage 2 is on? Can one of you guys look up where is it at on the games list? I'm pretty sure Fortnite's still up top. League is still up there. I think since it's near international time, Dota's probably is on there. But it becomes like a live top 40 of what games are hot right now. And once it starts to dwindle, you're like, oh shit, how can we get back up with it? Like Apex was right there with Fortnite. But since they haven't been updating, I'm sure it's dropped way further down than it probably deserves to be, because the game's fun. And then the perception of that is, oh, this game is... What happened, Brian? That face was...
I still haven't seen Rage 2 and I've been scrolling.
And that came out, what, a week? And that,
Yeah, some games come to die on Twitch, though.
Exactly.
Like,
they do.
You get a huge and that goes back to the whole, well, I don't like the game. And then everybody's like, well, I don't like the game either because he doesn't like the game. I watched him play it for 8 hours and it just didn't look fun to me. And it's like, you didn't experience anything inside the game.
Yeah.
Like, it's,
and there's some
don't
games...
be a fucking sheep.
And some games are not to be watched. Like, some games are fun, but you have to play it. Even if it looks slow and monotonous, it could still be immersive on your own. Johan says Rage 2 has 724 viewers. That's not that great for a game that recently came out. And it actually has... Not only did it just came out, it has integration with Twitch. Like, your community can help you revive and stuff like that. You can interact with your community with it.
Super Mario 64 has more viewers.
Okay. In its defense, Super Mario 64 is bomb, so that's fucking
Especially
awesome.
when you're throwing the penguin off the edge.
Oh, right. Nope. No, we're not doing that. But it's probably because it's close to Summer Games Done Quick, So I'm sure it's probably somebody speedrunning it.
Chess, just the game chess has 1.1k viewers.
Okay, I can't defend it anymore. And on that note, unless you guys have anything else to add. Oh, I guess in releases. Real quick, games this week. Team Sonic Racing. It's a kart racer. It looked interesting, so I added it on there. Brightburn, which I'm interested in watching. It's like the Superman horror movie. Aladdin, Avoiding It Like the Plague. And then Booksmart. I saw it in commercials. It was high rating on like Rotten Tomatoes. It's supposed to be like a smart, funny teenage movie. I might wait for that to come out on digital. And then for music, Beast Coast, which is the compilation of people from Flatbush Zombies, fucking Pro Era, and another group, all New York rappers, releasing a collaboration called Escape from New York. And then YG releases a project called For Real For Real. And after Big Bang, Little Bang, I gotta give them a chance because there could be another banger like that in there. And I guess we'll get to the news stuff and some other stuff we consume next week. Well, that's about it, people, for episode 48. A nice hefty 2.5 hours for you. If you like this meaty episode and you want some more meat in you, you can go to patreon.com/ADLR Plays for more. You can get your podcast audio version, video version early. If not, you can go to extralife.adlrplays.com and donate to Arnold Palmer Hospital for Children. And lastly, if you have a topic on the show or a request, if you have a topic you want us to discuss on the show, you can go to topics@adlrplays.com and we'll discuss it in future episodes. Like the nice one sent by Cuck Queen.
Oh, snap, son. I definitely need to see this.
What?
Cuck Queen.
Oh, shit. It's got an 80 so far. Brightburn, yeah. Lit. I think that's it, guys. Unless you guys have anything coming on this week or happening this week.
Streaming, I guess. I don't know what I'm gonna stream.
Well, tomorrow we're doing Monster Hunter.
That's what I'm streaming. But I don't know what you started like 6. I don't know if I want to stream earlier than that or just.
Oh, okay. Then that's on. Yeah, that's on you.
I don't know. Maybe I'll stream music again. Maybe I'll just show everybody why my sales are the best in this podcast.
Oof. Oof. Look at him smiling, dude. He can't even hide it. What about you, Kelsey? What you been doing? You still got like house stuff and car stuff?
Yeah. I mean, I'm flying out Friday, going up to see Dad for his birthday. So I'll be up there until Memorial Day. I think it's Memorial Day, whatever Monday is.
Yeah, it is. You're correct. You're correct.
Coming back, and we're gonna start really focusing on packing up this place because we're,
time's
2
running
weeks out from.
Yeah.
I got a bunch of the garage packed up. Gonna try and get more of the car back together. I'll probably end up putting, like I said earlier, the engine and transmission in. I really don't want to because then I have to like take it off again to get some stuff fixed with the transmission. But I don't know that I'm gonna have time to get it fixed otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Gotcha. All right, Randall, you got anything set up
for this week?
Yeah, it's for this week.
The rest of the week.
What time are you streaming?
What do you say?
What time are you streaming?
I don't know.
Oh shit! Is he actually streaming? Like,
He installed Streamlabs OBS. He's mucking around with it. It's baby steps. Randall can't be running into things. He's taking his time.
So wait, is he still doing browsers or is it just Twitch now?
He's using regular OBS for browsers, and now he's using.
What the heck is wrong with y'all, man?
He's using Streamlabs for the legit stuff.
Really?
What happened? What Johan said? Playing MVC3 again, playing Wesker, Sentinel, and Nemesis, pretty fun. Brian follows up, I play Wesker, Nemesis, and Sentinel. Alright, on that note, I'm out. I'll see you guys next week. I mean, tomorrow if you guys watch me stream, but for the Patreon, the audio listeners, podcast listeners, I'll see you guys next week. Love you all. Bye.